Go ahead, start the recording as well. Just verify I've spaced my computer. I should. All right, cool. There's the camera rolling. Ah, Hanoi. Dream, isn't Hanoi the one where you got insta-killed in the beginning?
Please do not remind me of that.
So I was just trying to remember which AO from last time it was.
Yes, it's the one where it's the first time I played in like 2 months, and I was very excited, and I got blown up within the first 2-3 minutes of the round starting, and then I had the entirety of 4IB laugh at me.
I'm not surprised. I forget, like, it had something to do with a Ural, right? Or not a Ural, it was a truck.
So I was placing down a what do you call it? A trench.
Right.
And
that was it.
And someone decided to move the Ural, or something happened to the Ural.
They moved it into the trench, it exploded and killed you, right?
Yeah, and it clipped, blew up, and only killed me.
Because of course it did. Welcome to Arma. Oh, right. I'm going to set up a prediction. BRB. All right. Let's go ahead. Set it for 20 minutes. Blue for attacking, up for defending. Awesome. All right. Well, it's round one.
All right, we are in.
Still stuck on a map preview. We can hear them all reloading. PC. There we go.
Slow PC crunch.
I don't know. I will probably have to update my computer soon, but that's fine. We'll deal with that later. So we've got Op4 start in the town of Hanoi. How would you pronounce that?
I don't know.
I think it's Hanoi.
Our two experts are currently, I think they're doing a intro or podcast right now.
That's fine. Well, when they decide to grace us with their presence, we will introduce them to the best of our ability. Regardless, till that happens, we still have round one to partially cover.
Yes, let's quickly do a quick explanation of what tonight is for anyone who has somehow missed all of the press that has been put out for it. Would you like to explain it?
Can you?
I can. I was just asking if you wanted to. Do you want
me
to explain it?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So tonight is a special charity event, FNF. We are partnered with the MVG charity.
Can you guys
please do not
hear me?
hurt me. I have forgotten the actual name. I'm such a terrible human being.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it.
Don't worry, I did donate, so I'm not that bad. And all my previous transgressions are completely gone. Like that hospital in that one country that no one remembers.
Jesus.
Anyway, yes, so we are partnered with a charity. I'm just trying to find the name, but I can't. But anyway, I will continue on. I think both me and Liru, Military and Veterans Gaming. There you go.
That's it.
It is, it's to help military veterans and all that, connect over games.
Oh, it does.
And it's a great organization. I've done a lot of research. I've donated to it. And I think both me and Liru have the link in circulation.
Yep, I've got it in my mission command.
Yeah, if you do wish to go and donate, I should do that as well. Actually, I've got a command, MVG charity, which I need to actually add to my dog. But anyway, as you can see, we're currently at $2,731, which is incredible. It's immense. Everyone has helped out so much. Let's push that to 3,000. See if we can get that by the end of EU. And if we can, that would be brilliant. But yeah, we are joined tonight by Egg Beast, one of the SOG devs, and 10 Idaho, who is a Vietnam veteran. They're going to be here with us. I think they're currently doing some like a podcast thing, so they will join us when they can. But yeah, that's about it. Now I've wasted a lot of time, but we do have the mission info.
No,
tab,
you're good.
so...
It's important to bring up what we're doing tonight and why it's so special. So
I will take the background then.
Go ahead.
So this is the Battle of Hanoi. So as the background states, on December 19th, 1946, Viet Minh forces launched a surprise attack against the French. They detonated bombs in Hanoi's power plant. This caused Hanoi to be plunged into darkness. Using this to their advantage, the Viet Minh attacked French homes and military positions. The French responded with a counterattack after shelling the city with artillery. House-to-house searches commenced looking for the Viet Minh leadership. Ho Chi Minh and his generals quickly tried to flee the city. Area of operation, urban environments with long streets and alleyways. Notes: in real life, Ho Chi Minh and his generals escaped the city before any harm could come to them. Will fiction mimic reality, or will a new outcome to the battle be born? And the basic mission rules apply. This is a HVT game mode. Targets are Ho Chi Minh, Vo Nguyen Giap, and Hoang Van Thai. That is what the players will be, the attackers will be aiming for tonight. I'll take blue for, and then you. Oh no, yeah, I'll take blue for, and then you can do the good stuff.
All right.
Tonight we have the. They will be wearing, the US will be, or blue for will be wearing the Vietnam French Army era camo. As for their weapons, they have the M1 Garand, M1 carbine, the M. Oh my God! Why am I missing up? M1897 pump shotgun, which quick
Trench gun.
Yeah, trench gun. Quick interjection. I'm sure you remember what Stark did with that one time. And as for their secondary, they have an M1911. Support gunners have the same gun, M1928 Tommy gun. LATs are the M78 Laws. Recon have the M40 sniper rifle and a choice between a Sten Mark II and an M3A1 grease gun, and that grease gun is terrifying. As for their assets, they have 4 Jeeps, all armed with, I think that's a 50 cal on top of them.
That's a 30 cal in 1919. 30 cal.
Yeah, and 1919. They also have, and then the rest of them are just Jeep transports.
Yes. Overall, it should be a pretty good breakdown there. Weapon choice is interesting, but I think that's also because of the limitations within some of the mods. But actually, earlier war, I'm thinking of all the the MAS 39, the bolt action rifles that the French had, but I could be wrong in that regard. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at OPFOR stuff. So, OPFOR uniforms. These are just the Viet Minh. We don't have much details on it. We just basically have a bit of a dome helmet, as well as some simple chest rigs and some tan uniforms. Loadouts, we got the M38 rifle, which I believe is a semi-auto?
Which one?
The M38.
Yeah, semi-auto.
Yep. And then we have the 1981, which are it's a Mosin. M91, also a Mosin. And then the ISH is a double-barrel shotgun. The TT-33, that's their secondary handgun. We got a PPSH and a DP-27 for support. So interesting that we're seeing a submachine gun and the DP is the assault, not the assault rifle, the machine gun there. I wonder if the PPSH is going to come with drum mags then to compensate for that. But if we look back quickly on Blue 4, they just have Tommy guns for their support weapons. So it makes sense when you put it in that context. Regardless, we also have the B41, which is an early RPG, and then the M93, or excuse me, the M91, which is another Mosin. They're going to probably put a marksman scope on it for recon, and then they've got the same machine gun suppressed for the recon boys, and then the MP40 for the crew and aviation weapon as the submachine gun for those crews. Otherwise, they get no assets. Blue 4 also gets an 8% numbers advantage for this assault operation. And again, the 3 people they are trying to eliminate is Vagrant, Waffle, and I believe Despo. Let me go ahead and look back at the briefing game mode here. No, it's going to be it's someone that disconnected. That's why it says error no vehicle. Interestingly enough, under the target game mode. So whoever shows up again under Platoon HQ will be the 3rd. Maybe the VIP already got away. Who knows?
Done.
But regardless, Waffle and Vagrant are going to be the 2 in charge. Also, I think I'm an idiot. The M38 might just be an SKS. Let me look at the gun again. Yeah, no, that is an SKS. That is totally my bad in that regard, because I saw one of them holding it and immediately remembered what it was. So regardless, VIP, it's really, really simple. The VIPs have to stay in these 2 yellow zones. After safe start ends, when the mission officially begins, if they are outside these 2 yellow safe zones, they are revealed on the map by everyone. Op4 doesn't have any vehicles, though, to utilize just driving around the map to get away from Blue 4, but they might be able to steal one. However, those 4 M19, 1930 cal Jeeps will probably be able to quickly track down and eliminate any of the VIPs that try to make it off on foot or in a vehicle. Regardless, the 2 major AOs for defense seem to be a small military base to the north, and the south has some sort of... I don't want to call it an HQ compound, but it is walled off as its own little compound that stretches a little further than the actual AO is prescribed to be, but there does seem to be like 2 checkpoints here, at least ways in and out, one on the northeastern side and the other on the northwestern side. However, there are also some openings within the walls that I believe people could break through. There's also a 3rd way in, so there's a lot of small choke points that if Op4 wanted to hold all these positions, they would have a very tough time spreading all their forces out to hold. So I think we're already seeing a lot of Op4 forces banking out and trying to set up a secondary defense line, which I guess will become the primary defense line, to try to hold Blue 4 before they actually get into the city. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we've got some pretty good buildings around here, some nice custom ones. I know at least the clock tower, which we see over on the western side, you can get on the rooftop of this and use as a really good marksmanship position. What I do wonder, though, is I want to look at the squads and see if we have a marksman per squad or if it's going to be all riflemen. So I'm going to check the Mosin gunners and see if I see any scopes on anyone. Also, I'll be curious to see... Actually, we can actually check that out. If we look under the mat settings, Blue 4 only have single-shot disposable M72s, but Op4 have 3 AT shots per person for the B41, which I guess makes sense because Blue 4 actually does have vehicles that need to be destroyed, whereas Op4 do not. So a single-shot disposable law compared to 3 shots on AT seems fair, but at the same time, you can always use that AT as either a shock infantry weapon or a just a building clearing weapon as well. Plus, you know, a frickin' point-blank shot with an RPG will probably kill someone. And a final note, because I saw Eander get disconnected, they had a custom donation goal in the charity where if they raised $1,000, they would blacklist Eander from taking AT tonight. And as Dream mentioned earlier, they are at 2,700.
2,700, yeah.
So Eander's not allowed to touch RPGs or AT, and I believe that also counts for in-game looting. So he is stripped of his prized role, which
yes,
I find that
AT.
really funny. They tie this man's, like, the best thing that he does, they tie taking it away from him in one of these really awesome events to a charity thing. That's funny. That's really funny. But otherwise, Op4, we have them breaking apart here. Let's go ahead quickly go over their rosters. So for Blue 4, we have Mountain commanding for Blue 4, Wheaton being his 2IC, Green Thumb being his platoon medic, Jib Style commanding X-Ray. We got Reapers, looks like the entirety of AA with them. So Reapers and Spiky, excuse me, being the 2 secondary and the medic accordingly. G-Legs being the marksman, and Sten and Lolo taking suppressed Stens. Grav leading Alpha HQ with Comrade Stalin, I believe, being his 2IC there. Dingo taking Alpha 1 with Skipper, Tolly, Olaf, and Stark. As an explosive specialist, Stark has the trench gun. So the last time we did Vietnam stuff, Stark went ham with the trench gun. He would literally just walk down the street and murder absolutely everyone in his path, and it was an absolute treat to watch, and I hope we're able to catch that tonight. But regardless, Dryden under 4IB, the medic for Alpha 1. Alpha 2, we got SOF, as well as Aim at the Stars, Keenan, and more SOF members. We got Vo, hope I pronounced that right, leading Bravo 2 with a lot of names here that I actually don't recognize until I get to the 1RC guys. So always great to see new names in FNF. I know we had a few new communities join in last week. So that was really great because now they can get into this special event. Charlie HQ, we have a mix of... I see... Actually, no. So I only see Guy Fieri from Pepega Pirates. I see him with Bant in there. I don't see Dooley. I don't see any other members from Pepega in there, but those are some of the best we have with an FNF. But we got 2600, Eric, Zog, Andrew, Banks, Rory. Those guys are also pretty good, but I'm curious to know where the rest of Pepega is tonight. And as I say that, I actually see them in Charlie, too. We got Koda, Korvac, Vince, Roster. Zulef, I don't recognize, but we do have Arma Jesus and Michael as well under Charlie, 2. Delta 2, we got Pierce, Saddam, Wise, Newton, Stoughton Bay. Basically a bunch of members from 1RW in there. So it's a pretty good roster overall. What do you think, Dream?
Yeah, no, sorry, I just had to go and quickly give someone a hand with something. But yeah, this is a strong roster, and we've got a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, and as we saw in the last Vietnam event, it was absolutely hectic.
The shotguns, especially.
Oh, the shotguns. I think I played NA and took one, and my god, they were scary.
It's amazing. Real quick, just to break down OpForce roster since we have less than a minute. Vagrant's commanding. Fred is going to be that third guy that we couldn't find because he got disconnected and reconnected. Despo, Izzo, Sushi, Timex, Sayak, and Alban are taking the X-Ray team. Timex taking the Marksman rifle with a scoped Mosin. Those guys are dangerous because they also play in OFCRA. They play in a lot of different PvP events, so they can be very, very deadly. Norris, who is really, really good with machine guns, is playing as Alpha HQ. Maz is playing as Auto Rifleman for Alpha 1, so he's got a... my gosh, why am I blanking on PPSH? I'm going to quickly check on him. Does he have drum mags for that, or is it stick mags? He does have the drum mags. Okay. So I believe the 1928 Thompson guns are also going to have the 71-round drum mags. But mission has started. We got Anderson under Alpha 1 as well. Indigo Fox, one of the devs under Alpha 2 for FNF. Whiplash, one of the devs for SOG Prairie Fire. I think Sevson also is in that group. I could be wrong there. Actually, no, a lot of those guys are devs. I'm recognizing a lot of the names in there. So, dev team under Bravo 1 for Op4. We have Mito, Saven, that group with Leclerc, who is the community liaison and outreach guy for Bohemia Interactive. Scandi Recon under Charlie 1, led by Yanni. They also are feeding into Charlie 2 with someone named Pancake the Screamer. Now, that's a good name. And then Cos Hot Wheels, who I don't recognize, but also under Op4. So a pretty good roster between both forces. And already, Blue 4 X-Ray driving right into Op4 Charlie. And quickly forced to pull away. I'm checking for casualties. Yep. Spiky is the first KIA of the night. Another AA member gets killed first in a Vietnam round. How do you feel about that, Dream?
Oh, no.
Well, you got to be careful about driving out into the enemy AO like that, because you could just run right into an ambush. We've seen that happen time and time again in FNF. It did happen last week.
I feel so bad for Squeaky, who is on the multi and streaming tonight, is the first
to die.
I've actually got someone from my new community. Their name is Spoody. That's what I was doing. They were having trouble with their T-FAR. I hope they did get it fixed.
Gotcha.
And it seems like I hope they did. That would be really
nice
all right,
if they did. How have you been? All right, well, otherwise, my prediction's going on a little longer than the round, so just to shout out a few things. Some members of Pepega are in Blue 4, Scandi has Op 4, and... Or did I even say that right? No, Scandi is... No, Scandi's on Op 4, my bad. But otherwise, with the VIP, anything's possible. With Vietnam, anything's possible. I really couldn't tell you how anything goes. But Stark with a shotgun on Blue 4, specifically the trench gun, that is noteworthy. Because, again, the last time in Vietnam, that man was doing work with it. But otherwise, Blue 4's gone for a really interesting assault strategy here. They divided among 3 different groups here, trying to probe the town from various different angles. But Op4 has done something similar, but they've also put a lot of forces up to the north itself, I guess, expecting Blue 4 to do a river crossing. But X-Ray for Op4 is going to be completely out of position for this round until they're redeployed. Charlie might also...
Greg is dead.
The marksman is dead.
Wait, this is even funnier because he sent me. So what he does sometimes, and you know, I'm not gonna say if it's cheating or not, and
I got disconnected.
He'll take a screenshot of his fucking range card and then send it to me over Steam.
So how can he do that if he's dead?
Well, that's the thing. He sent it to me and then immediately died.
So Blue 4 has lost 2 members of X-Ray. To Scandia Recon is in Charlie, by the way. So they're actually doing a bit of a pullback right now before they are encircled. I guess realizing that the crews that they had originally engaged under X-Ray and some elements of HQ and Charlie pulled around, but then X-Ray, I guess, tried to double back and engage them. That's how Legs got shot. Azariah taking some fire, but it is not close enough.
Getting hit by a really nice GL there. He didn't.
Wow. Ooh, but we got Charlie, too, the other half of Scandia now flanking that for us. I just heard someone go down. Got some explosions going off as well. Charlie 2 has some good hard cover, but they're starting to be flanked by the tall grass, and they're not realizing it just yet. Naf's taking another shot. He needs to get in the cover. Infidel bandaging in the open. This other Op4 group needs to pull back at this point before they become sandwiched here. You see a lot of smokes going out. Some suppressive fire from the 1919 going, and these smoke grenades are refusing to billow out because of the limited particle effects that are going on. So that means somewhere else there's a lot of particles already on the map that's causing those not to be rendered in, but that concealment is not going to do anything for these guys. They have a lot of tall grass to run into, but I think they have a few guys that are crippled right now, so they're unable to make that play, but I know someone else died. So Raccoon, Kubas, 2 more casualties dealt.
Yeah. I did see someone was down. Vuo
and Vuo is
down.
also wounded as the team leader for the Bravo 2 section. So Scandia getting some really good early licks in, but if they are overwhelmed via encirclement early on, it won't really account for anything. Now we're seeing Charlie 1 cautiously starting to inch back. They might be sent up to do another flanking attack on this group if Charlie 2 is unable to pull away. Go ahead.
Charlie 2 Scandia Recon have been pushed back.
Yes.
Delta 2 have just had this really good, just constant state of fire.
Well, so Charlie 2 was coming in to hit Delta 2's position, not realizing that Bravo 2 was on Delta 2's flank to then basically hit the position that Charlie 2 was in. Charlie 1, meanwhile, now being flanked by Charlie HQ. Falcon getting knocked unconscious as this team now takes fire. So Blue 4's forces all on the southern side are pretty much getting into positions to encircle this one squad, which is a great play. They are just in really distant positions here, but that's kind of cut off Charlie's ability to pull back deeper into the town because Charlie HQ for Blue 4 has locked down that MSR. Meanwhile, looking to the north, we do see some smoke grenades billowing out here as scattered forces between Alpha for Blue 4 and Alpha for Op 4 are engaging each other.
Oh.
I did hear a voice.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we're here.
Hello.
How are you doing?
We've gone a bit into the first round, but if you guys would like to take a quick second to introduce yourselves.
Please do.
Sure. We've actually been listening and watching and chatting on Discord to each other while we're watching your intro. We didn't interrupt.
No, that's fine. Well, yeah, if you want to introduce yourselves, you can go ahead now.
Well, we're Egg Beast and El Cid. Funny names. Mine's my game name. El Cid's it's Ken. He's that was his name that he used as a call sign in Vietnam. Ken, do you want to just introduce yourself? We're on push to talk.
Okay, here we go. Now you can hear me. Right. Well, good afternoon. And yeah, we've been sitting back here watching a very fast-moving and excellent introduction. Thank you.
That's okay.
Thank you for that.
Ken was a 1-0 in MacBSOG and served a few tours in Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War in Cambodia afterwards. And he helped us with our game design and to character.
So it's been a pleasure working here with Rob and his team as this all became a reality. And now watching today how this has evolved, it's simply amazing with the accuracy of the equipment, tactics, techniques. So you all, again, well done.
Well, I think the props goes to the SOG devs.
Me and Liru are just here to talk about how cool it is.
Well, you've obviously got the experience in it, though. It's like I'm watching the Super Bowl, listening to the commentators.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? I was saying that last time I was here. These guys really nail it.
So you obviously have had a bit of experience of us shoutcasting. Ken, this is your first time.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, yeah, it's a bit like the Super Bowl. We basically just look over and pick out any interesting things that happen. And it's FNF, so interesting things are bound to happen.
Always.
Absolutely.
Real quick, aim at the stars to the north is accidentally blue on bluing his other team to the north there. Almost took Agent out as he's trying to approach Norris.
Ooh, Dingo's just been sniped at by Corson.
Yep, Norris got the kill on Agent there. Tolly trying to cover, but was unable to land the kill on Norris. I don't really think Blue 4 is in a good spot. We got Charlie flanking around to the east, but everything just seems so separated right now, and Op4's just been able to hold. Blue 4 really needs to kind of congeal their forces again to make a unified push, but if we keep seeing all of these separate static engagements, I think Blue 4 is just going to defeat themselves in detail, despite having that 8% numbers advantage in the beginning. What do you think, Dream?
Yeah, I agree. Red 4 have put up so far a very, very nice defense. They've staged it well and moved well. They do have a few casualties, I will say. Actually, Ice and CC Saviator are two that are currently dead in SOG surrounding team, so that's unfortunate for them. But I do agree, Blue 4, and we see this quite a lot, Blue 4 have just split up. They've split their forces too much, and it's created holes in their pushes. As you can see, Alpha 2 are already heading into the town,
Severe,
while you
exactly.
have 3-4 other squads all sort of balancing just on the outside. So I think Blue 4 are going to have to work here, otherwise their fractured attack is going to become even more fractured.
I do also want to say we got Zulf, Guy Fieri gunning, and I believe Bay in the, no, Bay is driving, Zulf is in the shotgun seat, but I watched Guy Fieri just take out 2 members of Scandia Recon with that 30 cal in the car. Pertin and Nimia just got mowed down, but now they're repositioning. Don't know what they're firing at now. Probably he thinks he saw something or he's emptying the box so he can reload, because some of those Vics, you gotta empty the box before you're allowed to reload because, you know, older code. But yeah, just all of these different fights. Severe just gave me 100 bits. We all know Severe. He's from Arma Finland. Really great guy. Does a lot of Arma 3 PvP, but he agrees with us in the sense that Blue 4 has just separated into way too many groups. And it's gonna... We could see a bit of a rally between Delta, X-Ray, Platoon HQ, and Alpha. That could be sufficient to break through because Alpha... excuse me, Op4 itself is also very separated, but we need to see some sort of action by who's on ground. Mountain. To rally his forces and get through, because otherwise I think these small skirmishes are just going to keep taking a toll on Blue 4.
Can I just ask how the commo works between Blue 4 squads? Can they all talk to each other?
Yes, they have a plugin called Task Force Arrowhead Radio, as we use in our games when we play.
On Sundays, right?
Yeah, on Sundays.
Yeah.
And so they all right now, and if I'm not wrong, if they've kept it as they did in the first iteration of FNF Vietnam, it is
long ranges only, no short ranges.
Long ranges only, no short ranges. So only commands, like squads higher, like, you know, Alpha lead, Bravo lead can talk within the squads.
Yeah. Okay. Is that smoke or phosphorus they're running to now?
Probably smoke.
Oh yeah, there's no trails. Yeah, it's just smoke.
Yeah, so by the way, if you two ever want to just comment on something, just you know, just
feel free to interject, please.
Thank you.
You guys are the professionals here.
Well,
so
I was wondering, Ken, does this look anything like a training exercise you've ever done?
It's a very large scale, and quite different from my experiences, whether it's Second Ranger Battalion or other units. But what we're seeing is a lot of decentralized action here. As far as you know, not a major coordinated effort. It may be, but maybe we're just not getting that picture. But it looks like, you know, like most airborne operations, you know, you get the individual soldier in small units going to the objective. So that's kind of just the initial observation, but they're moving, the Blue Force.
I did just see red for, I think it was McMerritt. He actually may have just ended up killing someone on his own side. Quite unfortunate. But here we have Stark taking on Whiplash, Chewy, Seb. Obviously, the SOG group Whiplash going down there. But here comes Stark with that shotgun.
So another quick thing over to the northeast. Op4 was completely wiped there, but there you see Seb going down to the power of that trench gun. Trying to get a shot on Helis there, but he is hit from the rear by Oddball and Double Tap.
Was it Oddball? I thought it was Hells.
No, he was shot from the rear.
Ooh,
Hells was reacting.
Seb wakes back up.
But as I was saying earlier, Charlie 2 for Blue 4 wiped the entirety of the Op4 X-Ray element in a pretty brutal exchange with only minimal casualties. But that is to be expected. They are the Pepega players who are, I would say, either the best or second best community here. So their small-scale tactics work quite well. But one thing I want to bring up about communication within FNF is for the standard event where everyone's given short-range radios and it's easier for people to step up, when people, such as the squad leaders with the long ranges, go down, it's easier for them to coordinate when they get separated and stagnated out like this. But because you only have that long-range radio to work with, if he goes down and you don't know where he is, you guys are essentially screwed. You are completely cut off from the chain, and all you really have to rely on is the map markers, but I'm pretty sure they don't even get the map markers for FNF, right, Dream?
Sorry, so, oh yeah, no, map markers are on. I think it's either only squad leaders, or it's none at all. So they really wanted to get, you know, historical accuracy.
They can't even get the coordination they would get in a normal FNF event because by default, usually they're able to see all of their friendly forces on the map. So it's much easier to get lost, and it's much easier to get completely miscoordinated if you are not constantly on communications with the other teams. And I think that's what happened here with Blue 4, especially since early on, Op4 Charlie was able to force some of Blue 4 to go all the way up to the east to get away from Op4 in that little ambush they were trying to set up. So,
what I do actually have to say here is while Blue 4 had that sort of staggered attack, they have driven directly into the center of the town and have cleared it completely. The outside forces for Op4 fared much better against Blue 4, which is you know it's funny. So in the sort of wooded environment, the forests, you know, Op4 came out on top, which is I guess what you would expect. But yeah, Blue 4 have now sort of come together in the center of town. But you do have Charlie 2, who are the famed Scandi Recon now. Oh no, a couple of Scandi Recons still around Charlie 1, Charlie 2 coming in, with Bravo 2 holding in a reserve right now.
It looks to me, as a casual observer, like Blue 4 has obviously got on the radio and got through to a few squads and insisted that they all get together, you know, in the center at a certain landmark or something, because they do all seem to be
regrouping.
Yeah. She's got to be good for them for an urban fight to be, you know, to have their whole force together.
Split out.
And Op4 might be about to kill Blue 4 Command because he was caught swimming. Oh, and yep, he goes flying. Mountain is dead. That is Blue 4 Command dead. That is their leader. Now, will we see a breakdown in communication?
Did Oddball pick him off?
Jordan shot at him. Someone else shot at him. No, Jordan.
No, you're right. Jordan's up there. Okay, gotcha. I couldn't see him from my angle. But what I was saying earlier about 10 minutes before was Blue 4 really needed to consider rallying their forces and pushing in because they were much more stagnated than this. And now they're starting to do that and push in. So now Op4 needs to do something of the same. We're probably going to see Scandi Recon try to do some rear attacking, but they're going to be rear attacking Pepega, who's very good at countering Scandi. Again, two of the best communities, the two best communities here. They will slog it out, but that leaves Alpha for Op4, which they already have started pulling in on the northern objective, but now that Blue 4 is rallied, it's going to be a little tougher for Op4 to hold this defense. But as I say that, we got Scandi now engaging the rear line of Blue 4 and picking off a few guys. I only see Jibstyle, who's unconscious right now, but I see a few other bodies next to him. So if Op4 can keep that up and get closer to where this group is congealed, staying away from Pepega, who is over to their northeast, they might be able to inflict a lot more damage. But as I say that, Azariah running up, he's going to get right behind Tackleberry and deliver a headshot. There's the headshot. And now they've got a 1919 truck to work with.
Oh, and Jib taken out by Nafs there. He was on the middle of the road at Crossroads. But what I would like to go out and point out is to the southwest, you have this pretty sizable force. I think about like an 8-man force here just being held in reserve.
Yeah, I don't know
Blue
why.
could really use those men.
It's weird because Alpha 2 is with the main force in the town, but that is Alpha 1 and Alpha HQ on the outskirts. So I don't know how Alpha 2 was able to get into the fight with Alpha, like the rest of Alpha elements, completely on the outskirts, but I think that just goes to show the breakdown in communication that might be being caused because Mountain was taken out. So
good to be here for 7 months, even though I've been watching for
Maxstar in the Vic getting shot up from behind there by Scandi Recon, but Scandi have now run into this pretty well fortified Blue 4 unit.
They got a little checkpoint right here, and they are trying to turn and engage, but a lot of people are still on the street blindly suppressing, not really utilizing any cover, and Scandi are pretty good shots. So we got members of Papega and Bayant being engaged from the rear. They are getting off the Vic and running as 2 of their wheels have been popped, quickly running to the tall grass. Coda turning around, trying to engage. However, with that submachine gun, it's going to be a little bit tough. Falcon going triple time here, putting his weapon on his back and trying to run up the right flank to close the distance. Corvac, thanks for the 7-month resub.
Actually been pretty well in that
Keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Green from Nicholas and Carbine are all together, and I think he's killed Command and another dude. So Jordan is really, you know, picking off people in the middle. Who do we have? That's Infidel down. Luckily, he managed to go down into the crater, so Nas is going to be able to help him out.
Falcon trying to square off with Bayant and Guy Fieri. You got some of the top players in this firefight here. Falcon being forced to bandage because he was hit, but yeah, there's not a lot of room for Falcon to maneuver. But it looks like Guy Fieri is going to do the maneuvering up instead, so Falcon's not supported, though. He is probably one of the best solo players here.
Oh, we have Lolo. I just realized he actually picked up Greg's sniper rifle, which is the one person. Oh! As I say that, Lolo gets sniped in the back of the head by Nemesis. Oh, no.
Falcon's on the rock, and he's got a brass ETSH.
Oh, here comes Az. He might end up walking up on Rory.
Coda's looking for him, doesn't see him up high. Falcon gets him.
Oh, Az just missed quite an easy shot.
Guy Fieri also coming around. Bay has seen him. Guy Fieri not looking up, but Bay is able to knock Falcon off the rock.
Ooh.
Finn puts a shot over Guy Fieri. Come on, Finn, that's an easy one.
Az is chasing Rory right now. Rory managed to turn around and return fire. Az missing majority of his shots here. I don't know if it's maybe because he might be shaking. Nade goes into the room, and Rory takes out Az there. What a nice shot for there.
I do like Nemesis' position up here, trying to hit Raven, but misses the shot. Might try for it again. I think he's just worried that he's going to be overexposed up there. He doesn't want to reveal himself for too long, risk getting picked off. But Blue 4, even though their rear is being harassed, they're still sending forces up north. Vagrant is going to be alone in this building, trying to hold the stairwell, but one grenade up there is probably going to take him out. Got Bigma and MacMerritt trying to hold this small building. They just killed one guy. Vince now coming into breach.
Nemesis is really doing some damage on this roof.
Vince has a rifle grenade loaded. He ain't playing around.
Spots him. What a trade. Sam and Nemesis point for point traded there.
Nice. Grenade's making Vince wave off.
Oh, we have Dingo back. I didn't actually see him. We have Dingo and Spoody making their way through. They might be able to put a flank in on this Redfall force in the crater.
SOF are breaching the compound that Vagrant is in. He's playing as Homan Chain. I pronounced that right, didn't I? And he's dead.
That is dead. So how many have we got left? 2, Waffle Fox and Fred all the way on the northwestern side of the town. Well, Ho Chi Minh's dead. It's it. Well.
There goes Vietnam.
Alternate history. Oh, DJ's got a really nice position up in the metal shack. He's just taken out Newton and I think another guy next to the truck. DJ in a really nice position, making it work there. Pingus and Nafs, Pancake and Infidel all starting to push in. This Blue 4 force that was holding down this position really well have been all but taken out here, and I only predict it'll be a little bit longer.
So, by the way, the rest of Alpha started folding in. They found Jordan. Olaf was able to get some shots on him to knock him out, but with the weapon bounce here, I doubt he's going to wake back up. Yeah, I just saw that guy get taken out, too.
It was nice.
Infidel, never, ever, ever run through a position where your battle buddy just got annihilated on. Throw some grenades. Slow down, because if you run in there blindly, you're just gonna meet your battle buddy's fate there.
Are currently in the much better position. It could have gone horribly wrong, and they still have a mountain to climb. Though keeping this Bravo unit in reserve is still dumbfounding me, but I guess it's going to work out for them. Ooh, Pancake getting taken out by Spoody, and Dingo there. Spoody is actually part of my new community in FNF, the SL Dream Content Broadcast Association, so I'm very proud.
Little shill there, I see.
It's an F. I'm talking about my FNF. I won't talk about anything else.
Gotcha.
Ooh, DJ taken out in that shack. And
he was picked up by Arma Jesus across the street.
Oh, and that is it for the northeastern defense now. Now you just have to hope they don't end up shooting each other.
So I gotta wonder, CQC, Op4 was doing quite well in the early game, but why and how did Blue 4 bounce back? And I think one of the major reasons is if you look at the weaponry between Blue 4 and Op4, if you look at Blue 4, under their loadout, they've got Garans, M1 carbines, and trench guns. But if you look at Op4's weaponry, we've been seeing a lot of, where is it? There we go. Some SKSs for squad leaders and whatnot, but Mosins and other bolt-action rifles for the rest of the infantry. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was early Vietnam.
And then a double barrel instead of a 5-shot for the trench gun.
Yeah, the Viet Minh just they were armed with old Soviet rifles.
But my point is, I think that difference in technology here is starting to show in CQC. Because, well, Blue 4 can just keep firing while Op4 is bolting their guns.
Yeah, I'd concur with that. The carbine and the Garand can both be fired pretty fast if you've got a twitchy trigger finger.
Yeah, and it looks like there were not a lot of PPS H's there with the Op4 either, but they did have them.
I think they were treating it as like the squad automatic weapon, so it was only given to one, a 6 or 8 man group.
Very limited firepower.
What is the? Sorry, I'll just check the Red 4 had the DP-27, and I think a bit of friendly fire.
Yeah, Stottenberg just murked one of his own guys on accident there.
Nice.
Whoops.
Wait, no, he didn't kill who I think he killed. Oh my god, he killed Spoody! He killed my guy.
One of the new people.
He killed my guy.
Welcome to FNF.
No. This is literally their first game.
DJ's back up, clearing with an SKS here. I mean, DJ's the only person in this entire area here. All other friendly forces are in the northern part of the sector, so... Oh gosh, and the closest Blue 4 player is Bayant and Guy Fieri.
I was sorry to see CCS Aviator and Ice get whacked earlier in the game, because that was Don's first ever game player v player. He's a SOG veteran and 73 years old, and very brave to step into a fast-paced game like this and try and step up, So bless him.
Don't worry, one day, Egg. One day we'll get you on.
I'm rubbish at this sort of stuff.
Yeah, so am I.
20 years ago, I was playing Call of Duty and enjoying it, but no, I'm not into that anymore. Armor and co-op is me. Big co-op fan. I like watching this though; it's very entertaining.
DJ has rifle grenades. If he were to come out where he was peeking literally 20 seconds ago, we'd have this full squad crossing the street.
DJ is a fan favorite in my chat, so I'm hoping he goes and just murders everyone.
But to build on Eggbee's point, I am also someone that sucks at PvP, and I much rather prefer to watch. It's just more entertaining for me personally.
I'm only good with a sniper, and that's it. That's the only redeeming quality I have in PvP.
You put me in a paintball arena or a laser quest or something like that, and I become like an animal. I'm really into it. You know, like when it's physical, I'm up for it. But,
you're based in the UK, aren't you, Egg?
Yeah.
There you go. Next charity event, we'll get together and have a bit of a paintball session.
Yeah, you bet. I'd do that.
That would be great.
So what is the Blue 4 objective here as we look up the boulevard?
So the Blue 4 objective is, so they have 2 winning victories. It is to eliminate 3 platoon HQ elements. It was Vagrant, Waffle Fox, and Fred. They've taken out Vagrant. They just now need to take out Waffle Fox and Fred. Alternatively, they can just, kill everyone. But
right.
So right now, Blue 4 are having to, they don't have their commander anymore. They are quite broken up, but they have sort of restructured. They now have to figure out how they can attack this compound, and take out the guys they need to. They do have the numbers advantage, but obviously Red 4 have the advantage of knowing where they're coming from and being able to see it coming, see it coming.
Yeah, Blue 4 really got some good momentum here. Of course, now they're trying to assess, I guess, the target.
Yeah, up 4, I'm seeing snipers like in the rocks all around the perimeter as well.
Yep.
That looks pretty dangerous.
And they've got some very good fields of fire on the avenues of approach.
It's a good way to deploy the Mosin as well, because the Mosins are probably pretty hard to use in this sort of close-quarter battle.
If you go have a look at Cholt, he is now just overlooking the massive
Yes, firing at Guy Fieri.
I think he got a bit of tunnel vision there. He's got one guy.
Yeah, he needs to throw a grenade down there to take 5.
And he does. No,
that's a grenade being thrown up at him, but it's all right, detonating above him. A little bit of an airburst there.
Well, yeah, that's probably what they're going for. Yeah, and it did hit Cholt. Cholt's healing himself.
Got to be careful about throwing grenades up a building when you have friendlies on the other side, because if it has a lawn fuse, it's going to land on the other side and pop friendlies.
Do you remember when someone tried to throw a charge up and it just landed right back next to them?
Yes.
This is the funniest thing.
Yeah, you have to run away, not stand there to see what happens.
Green Thumb just picked off someone with a radio there. You got Bant and Dingo running up to the rooftop where Shepard's and Leap are. Shepard not even turning around as Bant just goes to town with that PPSH. I think that's Falcon's PPSH as well.
That is
what they were designed for.
That's why Bay is best individual player.
Urban fighting, a brass fountain, what you want. That thing, that's what was used for clearing Berlin.
Right.
Yeah. Use a PPSH when we do Oscar 8 and the other one we did the other week. It was great. It's a great time.
Of course, the drum mags are actually really hard to load and very, very famous for jamming.
Yeah, Cholt is doing a really good job here because he keeps just peeking out and taking a few pot shots, and some people are just not understanding it. You see Carbina now sort of come to realize.
There's the rifle grenade.
And that was a really
take him out though.
Grenade.
Loads another one. If he delivers again on that spot, he might get a few.
Oh no, he's changed it. He might have. I don't know, but he could have an option. We might be able to check, but he could have an option of White Frost. Peeks back over. Bad
and
idea.
He's headshotted again. So he's got some railings behind him, right? He should have started going up those railings and firing there instead, because Carboner already had that angle locked down. He was waiting for it. So if you have more than one avenue of fire to utilize, when one is pinned down, use the other one, because it's the same thing I saw with the other guy who ran into the warehouse after he watched his battle buddy get killed. You got to use different angles. You got to keep it fresh, because otherwise they already have you zeroed in, so if you poke your head out again, you're pretty much dead.
I can understand why Cholt messed up the first few shots. He was probably just saw a bunch of guys and then just,
panicked.
Neuron activation. Yeah, panicked, just started shooting. But I think as time went on, he should have been able to. Ooh! Alpha 2 lead with a really nice GL straight onto Pepe and K.
Wounded both of them.
I think.
We got 18 minutes left on the clock. I'm honestly seeing a 2-for-1 in terms of number advantage. For every one Op4 guy, there's about 2 Blue 4. That's going to make it really tough for Op4 to bounce back here. And I just saw, how do you even say that? IQBAL get knocked out there. Iqbal. Michelangelo, thanks for the 10-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Thanks for dropping by. So I was watching him get bandaged up, and I was just seeing the buckshot of a shotgun pelting the outside window. That is just so satisfying to watch.
Red 4 have kind of split up. They kind of all panic when they start getting attacked. And I've actually just realized, I don't know if you called this out, Waffle Fox is dead. It is just Fred left.
Oh, I did not notice that. You're right. It is Fred left. So Waffle Fox was in the building that Iqbal was taken out on. So I assume he got picked off. And now Fred's just trying to hide in one of the barracks buildings.
With a really nice grenade. Oh my god, Indigo just injured about 6 people there with 1 nade.
I think he got 1 kill for it too.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, those guys have been really bunched up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here goes Bay though, PPSH in hand. Nade goes over.
Right on Freddy's position!
Ooh. Bay doesn't want to push up, but he's got his only entrance on that side. He's actually seen Bedekovic trying to long range with the PPSH. Probably not the best, and Bayan has decided to now go for Bedekovic. He might think it's the last guy.
Bay taking shots by Freddy. He quickly folds in. He's looking around. Freddy unable to deliver the shot. I think Bay just found his approximate location, but Freddy getting knocked unconscious by either Eric or Guy Fieri firing from the northeast, I believe.
Bay's found Freddy's corpse.
Puts more shots in it, but I think missed the double tap because Freddy wakes back up.
Oh.
Whoops.
Green Thumb starts to make, I think, no, Green Thumb might have seen some Kessa.
You know, something that's been a little underutilized this round, which I wish I saw a bit more of, is some RPG play. Op4 had 3 rounds per tube. And I feel like we should have seen a little bit more of it, especially since Blue 4, there were a lot of instances where they were really bunched up. I think an RPG round would have been an excellent answer to that.
Yeah. Simkaz here is doing the exact wrong thing. You shouldn't be laying down on that peak with a car. I think he has a Mosin actually.
Yeah, he's got a bolt action. You're gonna fire 1 shot and have nothing. If anything, camp it with the RPG.
Look at Green Thumb coming around the other corner with that M1 Garand.
Yeah, he's got 8 shots. Simkaz has 1, and he bandages. He goes to bandage.
And he gets annihilated. Oh no, he doesn't.
Does he both run out of ammo? Are you kidding?
Oh,
if you're gonna breach, at least have a full clip in there.
And
he gets taken out, but my god.
That was a good fight.
That was funny.
Went to sidearm, which is a...
Yeah.
That was a good call.
And here comes Bay. Bay smells blood. Oh, Bay's gonna find Nadders.
Yeah.
Takes him out. Doesn't kill him. And he's gonna find Iqbal.
Iqbal down. That's 71 drum mag.
Indigo saw Bay, but Bay managed to get inside in time. Bay is just on a roll right now. He doesn't care what's going on.
I saw a grenade thrown on Fred, but it was the outside wall. Baines is being caught by the outside. A little bit of desync there. He then takes out the other guy. I think that was Indigo.
He took out Indigo.
So Fred is the last. Nope, Freddy's also up. As Felly is.
Smoke glitching.
A little smoke glitching, a little bit of desync. I think Felly's about to find Fetty. It's hard to tell in the tall grass here. Yeah, there's a headshot. So now it's up to Fred, who is the last VIP as well.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of desync going on.
What is Fred running? If he's running a Bowie in that room, he's dead. No, he's running an SKS.
See, something we don't really talk about in Arma 3 PvP that's actually a really good point, but most people miss because you have to teach yourself to look for it, is look at his position from outside. Look at how tall that radio antenna is. It's similar to running like an RPG or an AT weapon that just increases your profile as you move around. Some people will see that and know you are behind something before you can ever detect them because of what you have.
It is only a matter of time before they find Fred.
Yeah, 13 minutes remaining. They have plenty of time to sweep this one sector. They don't see anyone else on the map because if they left that yellow zone, he'd be detected and his position broadcasted.
Yeah, you can now officially leave that zone, but as you said,
shown on the map if you do.
Someone did actually have that idea. Here comes Eric.
Yeah, it was Mountain a few weeks ago, and then we laughed at that.
The funniest thing.
Literally was able to evade. Go ahead.
I guess, do they know that there's only one guy left?
They do not.
But they know there's at least one VIP left. They know there's at least a few people, and they know there's at least one VIP.
Yeah, because if they knew there was one guy, they could all pick a door each and have a couple of guys go in each door.
So,
pretty much.
So now it's a matter of them clearing each room. And then,
yep. You have Pepit and Kay here. The first building they're probably going to enter will be Fred's.
Fred is praying that he can last and run out of time. Like
Pepit moves on.
Trying to win on points.
Kay's looking in windows. He doesn't see the radio antenna.
He didn't check it close. He checked it far.
I didn't see it. Went right by.
Well, I think he looked through the left window, and looking through the left window there, I mean, it's so scuffed that you honestly cannot really pinpoint that antenna.
Kay and Pepit obviously looked in the windows of both of those sides and just decided to shrug it off.
That's
They're
funny.
Gonna assume that's clear.
I imagine someone will come along and bust a door down because it's the only one they haven't properly searched.
It's going to be the next one.
Yeah, here comes Eric. Oh, Bay. What? Why are none of them going in?
No, they're doing it now. Don't worry. I think Fred's going to be able to kill Eric, and then Bay's going to go in there and just murder everyone.
Oh, no. How did he not? Nade goes out.
And there's Bay shooting at him from outside. Grenade knocks people out, but...
And that is it.
We just had a Willie Pete grenade go off in the corner, and Stalin's burning. Ouch.
Oh, no. Fred, well... wrong. Well, that was a good fight by Red 4. Blue 4 definitely managed to come back at the last sort of, interval there and rejoin. But that could have gone either way, especially within the first 15 minutes.
I honestly think it was a technology difference in CQC that allowed Blue 4 to start steamrolling through Op 4. Op 4 did a really great job of holding Blue 4 out of the town, forcing them to separate, but Op 4 didn't really press their advantage because Scandi was pinned down out in the forests. Alpha was engaging Blue 4 Alpha, and Op 4 just kept all their remaining forces on defense, and it just became a little bit of a defeat in detail instance and then a steamroll through technology. So, good fight.
Yeah, well done and good analysis and narrative. Thanks very much. But you're right.
That's right.
Again, Op 4 lost the opportunity to pick up and move in while they had that advantage, and Blue was down and just kind of regrouping.
Gotta reconnect real quick.
So next up, we will have the Battle of Dien Bien Thu. I think I've probably not pronounced that correctly. 1954. So that will be our next fight.
It's fun how you can recreate all these different sort of scenarios. Of course, the real Battle of Dien Bien Phu, you're looking at French paratroopers occupying the low ground, and then the Viet Minh had brought artillery cannons by hand through, up and climbed all the mountains surrounding the airbase, and occupied all the high ground, and then just shelled the hell out of it for quite a period of time. Eventually overran it.
Yeah, the French had such a poor position, again, with the high ground around it. They never thought the Viet Minh could bring the artillery up there, and they did.
Well, it is an AD sector, so it will be Op 4. So it will be the Viet Minh attacking Blue 4 positions. So the French forces positions. So that'll be a lot of fun to see.
Do they have artillery, or is it all with hand weapons?
I think it's all hand. I think it's meant. So I think this this fight will take place after the shelling has already happened. So the shelling's happened, and then the Viet Minh are then gonna, that it will be them pushing in.
Excuse me. So if they did have artillery assets, we'd see it under the description. It would list the specific artillery assets for both sides, and I am not seeing any of that, unfortunately.
The Op4 do have 1 Dishcom truck and 4 bicycles.
Ah, the powerful bicycle. You know what I want to see, though, Dream? I want to see another Op4 bridge. And I want to see Blue 4
I want to see another Op4 bridge as well, man.
Kill like an entire squad because they see the bridges out and they think they have to jump. They eventually did.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I'm sure you remember that egg. Clip kind of went everywhere when Blue 4 decided to completely ignore the lever. And about 7 or 8 people fell to their deaths.
And then someone found the lever on their side and pulled it and realized that controlled the bridge. They just kind of looked at each other like, oops.
Yeah, I know. I think the best part was where someone pulled the lever to close it. And then
they opened it again and someone was running across. They killed that guy.
That was the best thing.
So for Ken's benefit, what we did was when we made the we've got like a long plank rope bridge, and I was feeling mischievous, so I added a trapdoor onto it with a lever at one end. So when someone's crossing the bridge, if you just run up and pull the lever, they go straight through the hole and fall to their death.
Well, that is very devious, but very good. And how many people fell through the trapdoor?
In the instance we're talking about, it was anywhere between 6 and 8. They were just going one at a time, trying to jump it with enhanced movement.
Because
some were able to make it, but some just fell right down to their death.
I think, was it Guy Fieri, the first one?
Yeah.
He just took it. It was. We'll have to get the clip up, maybe in the interval between second and third. But it was genuinely just a great moment.
When you were talking about sort of bridge gate or whatever, I thought you were talking about the one where they all went in the jeeps and they tried to jump, and one by one they all plunged into the ravine.
Remember that, Liru, the BTR-40 incident where they all went over that bridge, but none of them actually realized the bridge was out. So 3 vehicles went over the bridge and slammed into the floor, and then slammed into like the little lake, and all of them blew up, and I think about 2 or 3 people died.
Because they don't have third person in, so they can't see from above the vehicle like you might do when we play Ken.
Right, and those BTR-40s are, having the armored hatch down, you can see nothing.
Great. Hey, Rob and gentlemen, I'm going to have to break contact at this point. I will be back. I've got a meeting that was scheduled, and but I look forward to joining you. And thanks much, and see you soon.
Thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right, real quick, Keenan, thanks for the 20-month resub, and Devour King, thanks for giving MVG Charity a sub.
Everyone's getting set
up. I hope
up.
you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this
scenario. They're just going through the last few people of slotting.
And how much planning do they do at the beginning? Is it dive in and run, or?
So what they do is they'll go through this, they'll pick their roles, they'll pick who goes into command, and then they'll move to the map screen where the map maker, who's Maz, will explain the mission, what they're doing, what's going on, and then commanders can ask questions, but then they will move on and they plan in the 15-minute safe start. So all their planning has to go in the 15-minute safe start.
Right. Okay.
I also quickly want to say I think the official MVG charity account is in my chat right now, so I just wanted to give them a shout out and to remind everyone that every streamer would hopefully have a donation link. Mine is personally in my mission command. Please do give, but We have they're up to, are they still at 2,700 right now?
It is 2,800.
2,800 now. All right, so we made about $100 that previous round. Let's keep it going.
Yes, let's get it up to 3,000 before the end of EU. That would be brilliant.
That would be pretty dope.
If for anyone in my chat is !MVG charity.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of hands go into FNF. You've got the devs that make the missions. You obviously have the players that play, and then you have people like Dream and I who commentate on it and help spread the word. And we have wonderful guests like Egg Beast here, who are the guys responsible for making all these really cool CDLCs and mods. So we have the content to work with. So everyone has a helping hand.
Well, Ken helped us quite a lot too, as well, because he all the gear you're watching OPFOR wearing, a lot of that he brought back that he salvaged from the battlefield himself.
Wow.
From his own kills.
Yeah, that was that was incredible insight to have, and I'm happy you'll be returning later. And I'm also very excited for our 12-hour mission tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be playing for some of that with us as well. I think he's got his own role actually in that, and I'm not sure what.
He does.
I imagine Dolly's got some nefarious plan to have him as a POW or something. I don't know what he's going to do. But he's put him on his own. He's not in the Cobra with me this time, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think me, Barb, and Whale are on a boat.
Ah, cool. Which sort? The PTF, the big one with the mic and that.
PT boat.
Ooh. Great. That thing can kick ass.
Now this is an interesting map breakdown.
Completely, sorry, I know we've got a job to do, but completely away from everything. Greg Legs, someone who we know and love, he just sent me a gift on Steam called Russia-phobia. That is an interesting game to send me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, regardless, breaking down the map, I see OPFOR spawn zone. They're going to be going on the eastern side, but I've got arrows pointing to every other direction. We got some custom development on the western side. Some custom stuff built outside of the town of Bahria 2. So just a complete custom area here, I guess, to represent our quote-unquote hill. But what I'm curious about is why we have OPFOR arrows coming from every direction. Does that mean there's going to be a special feature where OPFOR can utilize a TP pole and come down different directions? Or what is up with all these areas? But I guess we'll see it in the briefing breakdown when we go in.
Yes.
So see it here.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
You okay?
No. Yes. Wait. What's going on?
Otherwise, we'll probably see the same kits again, since it is staying in the same ballpark as the previous operation. I assume we're still going to see the technology difference. I'll be curious to see how Blue4 does defending now with those semi-automatic rifles.
So this is a bit. I mean, I'm not the. I have read up a little bit about Vietnam. All the intricate stuff is. I'm not that. But it is 10 years from the Battle of Hanoi, so. I guess it'll be changed, but anyway, I will. If no one has anything else to say, I will quickly.
Go ahead.
Read the background and all that stuff.
This battle represents the final fight of the Battle of Dien Bien Thu. French soldiers hold their final positions around the headquarters at Dien Bien Thu airport. The situation is desperate as the Viet Minh outnumber the French defenders 25-3.
Jesus.
The French have no intention of surrender and will fight to the last man. Area of operations. With wide open fields and little to no cover, the Viet Minh have relied on stealth to attack the enemy over the past month. This tactic has allowed them to get into the belt of the enemy before striking and renders open fields practically useless. Notes, the Viet Minh launched a massed assault against exhausted defenders on the night of May 1st, overrunning Lane 1, Dominique 3, and Huguet 5. Although the French managed to beat back attacks on Lane 2, the Viet Minh attacked again within a few hours. The defenders were overrun. Now the headquarters laid open to Viet Minh, who quickly attacked and surrounded the remaining headquarters.
Alright, game mode is sector control. Real simple breakdown is if Blue 4 at least have one person in the sector and Op 4 enters the sector, they cannot take it. However, if that one remaining man is either killed, leaves, or gets knocked unconscious in the zone, Op 4 will then be able to take that sector. Sector 1 appears to be the HQ area itself, which just has a few barracks areas as well as, I believe, a command building or two, but I'm pretty sure that other one is just meant to be another barracks building. And then you've got two little cops, I'm going to say, on the northern and southern sides, which I'm pretty sure are just for security's sake of this quote-unquote airfield, which it's such a cute little airfield, too.
Cute little airfield.
Cute little airfield. But otherwise, a lot of open area here, as stated in the mission breakdown. We do have some tall elephant grass all around that Op4 could utilize to get right on top of these positions. But if Blue 4 plays their cards right, they could lock down these open fields quite well. This is actually going to leave a lot of room for the Op4 marksman, though, to get some really nice snipes in. So I think that's a great transition to look. The Op4 marksman is going to be Lolo, who's actually pretty good with that weapon. So we'll see what Op4 is capable of. But regardless, can you break down the Op4 uniform and loadout and everything?
So the Blue 4 will be wearing the same uniform as last time, the Vietnam era French Army. Their loadout will consist of M49 56s, the M18 49s, the M18 97 trench gun, and the M1911. So very different from what they originally had. Not that different in terms of weapons. They have a semi-auto, but this time they have the MAP 49, and it's quite it's a decent little gun, especially if you can get close. And I imagine that's what Blue 4 will be probably wanting, is for them to get, decently close. For their supports, same thing as last time, the M1928 Tommy gun for both support gunners, M72 Laws for the LAT, Recon having the M40 sniper rifle, and the Silence guys having a choice between a Sten Mark II and the M3A1 Grease one, with the Crew and Aviation having the MAT 49. As for Blue 4's assets, they have two M1919s with a 30 cal on top, an M1919A6 low static with 30 cal, and then they have another high 30 cal M1919A4 static, which can be used, for longer range stuff. Do you want to take off 4, or shall I?
I can hit out 4 real quick. So, same loadouts as last time with round 1. There's just Viet Minh loadouts there, so no body armor at all. I don't even know what type of shape you would call those helmets. I like to call them the dome helmet, but Egg Beast, it's a what?
Pith helmet.
Pith helmet, that's it. And otherwise tan uniforms, but thank you for that. Loadouts, same thing. We're gonna have SKSs for the squad leader elements. Otherwise, Mosins for most units, including the marksman, who just gets a scope on their Mosin. The TT-33 has the secondary rifle. The sidearm. And the ISH double-barrel shotgun for the engineers. PPSH with drum mags and the DP-27 are going to be utilized as a squad automatic weapon, so there's only going to be about one per element here, so such as Alpha 1 or Alpha 2. And Recon gets the same choice for the suppressed weapons. I can either take the M45 or the M3A1, and then the Aviation, if... Actually, I don't think there are any, would otherwise get the submachine guns. I lied. No, we got a Gamma 1, excuse me, which has Anderson and Wheaton, and I believe they're going to take the Dishka car, which we see under assets. It's literally a Z157 truck with a Dishka on the back and 4 bicycles for, I would assume, X-ray to get around quicker on the map, maybe redeploy their marksmen into various positions to harass Blue 4's forces.
Yeah, if I was using the DP-27, I would have that as a backup, like a sniper weapon, because it's super accurate over long range with that big round it uses.
So I'd be curious, with enhanced movement, which allows players to scale rock prefaces and whatnot, Dream or Egg, do you think we're going to see someone try to get on one of these really tall, I don't even know what to call these rock structures?
It's a cast. We call it a cast.
So
K-A-R-S-T.
Gotcha.
You would definitely have to do a little bit of finagling to get yourself up there, but that is like if Lolo can get up there, or a machine gunner can get up there, it's kill central.
Yeah.
They will absolutely annihilate people, especially if they work it in tandem with the main force attack.
That would be something pretty awesome to see.
So if Lolo's able to climb up there and then works in tandem with the attack instead of
upside down walk helmet,
you know.
Well, they do have roadway on them. You can climb them, but the problem with armor is always that you can get swallowed by a rock when you do step over if you're waist deep. If you go waist deep, you know it's like quicksand. You can't get out.
But that is a perfect firing position. I'm looking at the
high risk, high reward.
Closest to Blue Four's side, the one on the most western side. You've just got a perfect, because you can see into both. I'm just going to call them fobs, because you know you can see to both fobs. You can see to the leftmost fob's pillbox. You can look into the ATC tower. There's not an ATC tower. I think it's actually there's a watchtower, prison watchtower. And it's just the perfect zone. So it's a bit dangerous, as Egg said, because it would just completely, it will swallow you. But if you can get an MG or sniper up there.
Yeah, a trick for the uninitiated is if you lean right back as you're doing step over, then your foot falls in a higher position than it would otherwise. And so you can actually walk sort of leaning right back. You can walk up the side of quite steep hills and rocks.
So as a sniper, when I did play, this is what I'd be going for. This is exactly what I'd be going for. It does go against. So if I wasn't able to get in the rock, I'm just going to speak about Lolo here because it's really the only thing I know how to speak about is the sniper. If I'm Lolo here, I'm taking my X-ray guys. I know he's not the squad leader. I'm taking my X-ray guys southwest. I'm gonna go around the rock, go southwest as far as I can, come in through the tree line to the southeast of Blue Four now, and just set up along this tree line with the elephant grass and such.
Real quick though, I think the black shaded areas represent artillery kill zones, because that's where I've been seeing the artillery land for the past few minutes.
Which I think would be interesting, because if that's a constant, that's going to make it really hard for the French forces or Blue Four to get an accurate, use their ears like here.
With all the explosions going on, but it's a double-edged sword because Op 4 can't come in through those forested areas. They have to take the open fields to the east, south, and north.
An interesting tactic on this would be to deploy Op 4 as almost like a musket company. In line, and have and literally have like one half of the line pop up and fire, and then drop, and then the other half of the line pop up and fire. So and literally use the weight of numbers and those long range Mosins against the Blue Four.
That would be something.
Tolly is the platoon HQ. We haven't seen much of Tolly. I am looking at Sphere though, taking the X-ray. He's come to join us tonight.
Awesome.
Tolly, I'm not entirely sure. I think he's on a pretty decent, record. But if I'm leading this, and I don't have a lot of experience leading, Liru, you have more, so it'll be interesting to know yours. And it'll also be interesting to know yours.
Real quick, Blue 4 is able to leave their zone. Look at the map.
That's not meant to happen.
Huh.
Well, let's just ignore that.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, if I'm facing this, I'm doing what they do, what we see in FNF all the time. I'm moving to the side and attacking it. A straight on attack here is a death trap. So I'm either going to attack from the south or the north. Possibly, I would take the north, because if you look behind the northern fob, just to its west, you have that huge line of elephant grass.
Yeah.
Which will work as concealment, but what is your guys' opinions? How would you attack this if you were OPFOR?
Yeah, I wouldn't do what you're saying. I would not go for a frontal assault or even a flanking assault like you're saying. I would actually hold my guys back, and I would pick them off at range, because you've got the longer range rifles on OPFOR.
Right.
And once you've got virtually no return fire, that's when you send an assault company up with all the PPSHs and you know MAP 49s and whatever they've got for subguns. Well, I would use distance. Distance. I've got very long legs. I've been doing karate and stuff for years, so I tend to think about distance. Use your legs, and in this case, it's the Mosin.
Yeah, I actually know. I do agree with you there. Oh, and have a look at Falcon.
What did Falcon just do?
Falcon's already attempting to climb, and he's already sinking.
He's already
into the
practicing. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I agree with you there. Distance is also just going to help him. But I'm actually looking at Alpha right now. Alpha setting up in the southern bush line, which I think is like a really good option for them. It will cut out, and it's quite a fluent defense. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. I think it is quite easy to attack. I think it's easy to attack, hard to defend. I mean, the defender actually here has just a natural disadvantage.
Yeah, both sides are starting to realize they can leave the zone at safe start, so this is a little interesting. Also a little worried about Seb's group down to the southwest, because he's getting dangerously close to where I've been seeing artillery land, close to that line of compounds.
Yeah.
But real quick, I'm going to do a breakdown of the infantry on both sides. So we have Pierce commanding for Blue 4. He is one of the top commanders, I would say, because he does a lot of commanding in this community. We got the SOF guys taking X-Ray. Whiplash with his group taking Alpha 1. So those are a mix of the MVG players with the SOG devs, and I believe one other group. Is it RTC?
Which one?
Under Alpha 1. I'm sorry, that was a question for Egg Beast.
Oh.
I don't know. They look like mostly my guys and MPG guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's RTC.
Gotcha. All right, we got Ice under Alpha 2, Chewy. He's there with.
Too.
All right. Yeah, no, that I do recognize the names from that Discord. But we also have DJ, Cabasis, and Leclerc, who again is the Bohemia. I always forget the proper term. He's the community liaison for Bohemia Interactive. Huh?
I think it's the Arma 3 community manager.
That's what it's called. Yes.
Joe, I did just want to point out, it is a dangerous option, but it doesn't seem too dangerous moving through the RT, especially since you can get right down the split of the road and still stay in somewhat decent cover, because you have elephant grass on the northern side of the road that protects you decently up until you have to make sort of a mad dash for the sandbags and stuff. So this is FNF. I could see someone trying to make a break through the RT.
We'll see how things go. Otherwise, what we got under Charlie HQ, 1 RW with 4 IB, and a few fill-ins there as well towards the bottom. And then Delta HQ, which is just the Delta groups merged together. We got Rory, Eric, Kazak, Tackleberry, Ash, Swola, that group, with a few other fill-ins, including Banks and Arcor, which means Op4 is going to have all the really heavy hitters. Tolly commanding, as we already mentioned, Severe leading X-Ray, already taking claim to those 4 bicycles, with Lolo being the sniper, Dustin and Sam being the suppressed shooters, who have already started moving up. Alpha HQ has merged everyone under Alpha. Jib Style, Alvin, Timex, Sayak, that group that also plays in OFCRA, playing with some AA members, as well as Indigo Fox, and Dingo has also come back for this event as well, including a few TSB members like Reapers. Can I finish this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Just to finish the breakdown, because the round just started. We got Vagrant commanding Bravo HQ, Michael Waffle Fox, Fred, Grav, and Amber the Stars with them. Scandi Recon under Charlie 1 with Azariah leading them. Naf's leaving Charlie 2 with some other members, including other members of Scandi Recon as well as Agent Qasim and Kabubi Face, that's it. I always butcher his name. And then Papega being led under Delta by Arma Jesus, with Maz and Bant also with them, and then members of 1RCC, and then Anderson and Wheaton taking the vehicle.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to finish that roster break.
No, that's fine. Lolo and Sam are on the rock.
Yeah, I see that.
They did it.
See, the thing is,
with relative ease.
As suppressed submachine gunners, though, do you want to be up on the rock, or do you want to be down in the elephant grass picking people off? I think that's a bit of a misplay by them.
I think Sam's up there for just general protection.
Oh, right, because
yeah.
my bad. I thought Lolo was Dustin. So yeah, Sam's gonna spot targets for Lolo to pick off, but that's a very great position to be in.
So Lolo can see everyone down there. He hasn't got binos. None of them have got binos. That was the change they made when they updated the roster. Only one person in that squad has binos now, and it's the command. So if the command or the squad lead, if squad lead has not given his binos out, I think it will be a little bit harder, but obviously Lolo's got that. You've got 26k here, making quite a forward push.
It's great until you're shot, exactly. Here's some shots over to the north.
Yeah, Guy Fieri and Roster have managed to push. Did they take a vehicle? Oh no, they must have taken one on the bikes.
No, they were walking before safe start ended, yeah.
Oh.
That's why I mentioned, yeah, both sides have noticed. And I just noticed that, they're getting shot at by the other X-ray element.
Oh, Sam got hit in the leg. Oh, Sam's been hit again. And Sam is down.
Ooh.
That's some really nice fire from, who is that? That's the silence guy.
Yeah, Semper Fade.
He's using the Stenka.
Or is it a joke on Semper Fi with the D at the end? Semper Fi, I think that's what it is.
He's using the Sten gun.
I mean, great range on that.
Yeah.
He was accounting for the bullet drop too, which was pretty nice.
Red 4 have been caught like in this sort of movement here. I don't think anyone has died.
They're doing a bit of a pincer. Yeah, Blue 4 has a good line of forces here, and they got Charlie HQ for Blue 4 coming around to the forest, potentially to maneuver in to stop the movement of Op 4, but I think Blue 4, similar to the last Op 4 pushed out to make some more defensive lines, but once Op 4 actually starts moving with their momentum, I think we'll have to see Blue 4 pull back in response. Another thing I'm noticing is these smoke grenades are not billowing out how they need to. I don't know what's causing that, but might be an upper particle limit on the server or something, but that's really hampering when either side tries to conceal themselves from movement.
This happened last Vietnam. We had a few problems with the smokes.
These don't look like our smokes. Are these
I think
custom ones or something with a thicker smoke?
I think it might. Is it? Do you think it's Ace smokes?
It could be a smoke or another smoke mod possibly built into the FNF mod itself. I was seeing some people get knocked out for blast core errors, so it might be a blast core thing. But now I'm looking at them and they're properly billowing out. But I think it's just a matter of a mod is controlling the maximum amount of smoke particle effect. So if you see more than, I would assume 8 grenades, or excuse me, smoke grenades going off at once, then all of the other smoke effects start getting hampered.
Just coming through. Guy Fieri and Roster are about to walk straight into Skipper's line of sight. No. Wow. Skipper just took 3 or 4 shots there.
Was able to get away. I don't see blood, though. Guy Fieri's running after him. I see some blood in the elephant grass.
He got hit about 3 or 4 times and just tanked it.
Yeah, the explosion effects look fine, and they're designed by us. What I'm seeing with these smokes is they are already way over the hard limit for particle effects. So they're already going to have problems. If you throw 1 or 2, you'll be fine. But if you throw more than a few, then they're gonna kill each other off.
I just watched Ulf walk right on top of Eric in the elephant grass and eliminate him. That was pretty funny.
Oof.
So it's like Sam died up on the hill, or he ran down. I actually don't see his body.
Look at the top of the hill.
No, he's all the way at the top. Oh, man.
But you can get up there. I'm surprised. I guess Lolo hasn't because he doesn't want to be spotted so easily.
Sam's now in a firefight with X-Ray.
Well, Lolo's actually being fired at now. Yeah, Lolo can't get his position set because of
2600 sniped by Oddball as he's trying to run behind Op4's line, but Oddball spotted him and picked him off with a Mosin. Great shot.
So how many have Blue 4 lost at the moment? They've lost 3 from Delta, and that's it for them.
Yeah.
And Red 4 have lost 0 so far.
So far, so good, but those early on engagements don't really equate for the rest of the operation. Anything could turn around in a heartbeat. Michael and Banks in the same elephant grass. Will they find each other?
Blue 4 patrol is quite interesting.
Ooh, I think Banks found Michael. Will Banks shoot Michael? Yep, there it is. There's the first Op4 death. But sorry, go ahead, Egg.
Yeah, I know I was being quiet because I could see the action on your screen. So, yeah, no, these Blue 4 patrols are actually, I mean, the main one, B headquarters company there, the squad, and D headquarters. They're in an interesting place. They're kind of taking the centre of the chessboard. And it is going to disrupt Blue Op4 if they were trying to push forward and occupy that line overlooking the camp. They're not doing that, of course. They're flanking, but if they were trying to do that, they'd have had a Blue 4 wedge right in the centre of their line, which would have been interesting to see.
Here's what's scaring me about Op4's plan right now. So they've sent a squad with X-Ray all the way to flank around to the south to then push in, basically utilizing their main force as a bit of a bait to force Blue 4 to pull all their forces in to try to surround that Op4 force, thinking that that's the main force itself. Hold on, we'll watch Rory here. Rory's about to run up. Hirudu watching Rory run around as Rory's now coming around the other way. Rory takes his handgun out, literally puts it on Hirudu's temple, and pulls the trigger. Korvik, though, with the SKS, taking him out.
I think Roster just took out one of the 1919s all by himself. There's 3 dead guys in there.
Where?
Roster, he is red for Delta 1.
Oh, all the way in the back? Yeah, on that hill?
Yeah.
Nice.
He took out 3 of them.
Yeah, he's double tapping them now. That's a great knockout. But back to what I was saying, I think Blue 4 thinks that this force over to the northeast is the entirety of Op4, so they're trying to send everything to surround it and keeping a minimal garrison back at base, but that's exactly what Op4 wants as they're trying to push Charlie in. But they are giving an incredibly wide berth here.
So
they need to be a little more aggressive with their push. Go ahead.
I'm seeing some quite worrying here. I am seeing a certain Sam, but I'm not seeing a certain Lolo. And just to check, yep, Lolo is dead.
Of course, the guy with the freaking sniper gets picked off.
Yeah, he's also halfway inside the rock, so Sam's never going to be able to find that. Sam
And
is actually
guns-
trying to take it out.
Guns have their own physics, too, so that thing is... Oh, no, the gun,
Yeah.
if you look under the rock, is actually right on the body, but yeah, the rock is in the body, so it's...
Yeah, so it's.
The
I don't
body's
think
in
he's
the
ever
rock,
getting that.
excuse me.
Yeah. But then again, I think Sam seems perfectly content with using the grease gun.
Man, I thought he would have spotted Koak there. He did not, and Koak actually took him out. Vince now looking around with the Mosin.
Roster
What's
throws
a
an aid,
shot?
but this nade could go horribly wrong because it falls directly onto Vince.
Yeah, that elephant grass is not going to stop shrapnel.
No.
Well, it actually does sometimes because there's this little bit of geometry in there which
Oh,
is
Vince.
necessary, and it can actually.
Did Vince just go for a melee? He's going for a melee, but he can't reach him. And there goes Vince. Vince tried.
Vince tried. Yeah, we have to give him props for trying that.
There's a DP-28 right next to him, 27.
Yeah, Koak.
So that's a great weapon if you can collect it.
Vince wakes back up.
Vince, come on, redeem yourself.
Oh, but he was probably tabbed out and accidentally fired, and that got
Just
him
gave
killed.
himself away.
He's not dead. He can still get back up.
Oh, that was Roster.
Yeah. What a shot. That bush that Vince took down upon his death actually, I think, exposed Koak.
Op4 still has a lot of their forces in reserve all the way in the north, so they're just trying to plan this elaborate pincer of baiting Blue force out to try to surround them. And then Op4 is going to stream their forces into the actual objective zones and try to take everything out from under Blue 4's nose. And I think Blue 4 is going to fall for it because everything is so deployed outside of the zone. They're going to have to run through all these open fields to get back, but that's exactly what Op4 wants because they'll be in the positions of cover at that point.
It's almost like nobody wants to fight on the open field, so they've all fled into the forest to have a close quarter battle.
Well, you might agree with me here. I think that's been like pretty hardly ingrained into most FNF players now. I think most FNF players
openly try to avoid open ground and decide to take sort of, you know,
French overexhaustion.
the hidden routes, the bushes, the trees and stuff like that. I think it's just a natural, like, psychological thing that they now like it. So that's why you've seen no battles happening out in this open area.
Ooh.
As I say, that's why I would have loved to have seen my musket line theory. Just to see, you know, if you did get all your forces and have them all firing at once, what would that do, you know, to the battle?
You have the blue 4 force here just fighting valiantly against this entire red 4 force. Roster taken out here after, you know, taking out many.
He was shot from
people.
so many different directions, from skippers all the way to the west, both Mac Merritt, Fonz, and someone else who I think was just taken out. But Reaper picking off 2 guys with his Mosin at close range.
Oof.
He might run into Fonz here. He does, and gets the shot as Mac Merritt trying to put shots on Reaper. And
he does.
Mac Merritt gets the headshot. Mosin shot going right by. That one hit Mac. And there's another one. That was Oddball taking him out. So if you give the Mosin the time, people will still be able to pick each other off.
Ooh,
Banks about to run on top of Korvac. Ah. Oh, we both find the same thing.
Yeah.
Banks making a move. And
he should have hit him. He
missed the first shot, but at least got the other few.
Who's this? Look at Greg.
Where's Greg?
He's on the rock. Alpha HQ. He's just decided.
No, he's firing all the way at X-Ray's position in the bunker area at Arcor and Swola.
What a man.
That is a very long-range shot.
Armor Jesus just took out. I'm not actually entirely sure who it was.
That was Banks up there.
Yeah, Banks. There it is. I'm actually also, again, now seeing a lack of Sam, and I'm seeing a skull, and Sam is at the bottom, so I can only presume he fell to his death.
Did he fall? I mean, he might have been shot and fell, but...
Well, look where he is. He was on the opposite side of the rock with no blue 4 able to shoot him.
I don't see any blood, so that means he didn't fall and die. He was killed, and then his body fell off.
Well, no, because I possibly.
Dishka car under fire. Gunner getting taken out. Driver still going. Little tough for him to drive over these rice paddies, but that is.
And Wheaton is dead. Or
Dev
dying.
team taking him on.
Look at Greg. Greg, what are you doing? Oh, he's being shot at. That's why he's running.
Amazing.
And now he's hiding in the rice paddies.
Meanwhile, Op4's main group to the north has actually taken out a lot of Blue Force defenses here.
Oh, Greg taking out Nader's legs and hitting Hells a little bit.
He's trying to pull back into the elephant grass. Quickly folds in. They had guns on watching that MSR there. Actually, this would be an SSR.
Hey, Liru, remember how we said about the whole thing about X-Ray running into the, or like Red 4 running into the artillery field? They're running into the artillery field. Though I don't think
I haven't seen any shells splash. I think that ended at the beginning of save start. That would be funny if you were to spend all that time out flanking just to get hit by a random generated artillery shell. I'd laugh my butt off. But now you see Op4, they're trying to throw all these smoke grenades to do a charge here. But again, that particle effect issue is taking suit, but there's no one over here. See, that's the thing about smokes.
Oh my god, look at Dryden.
Where's Dryden?
Oh my god, look at Dryden.
Where's Dryden?
He's Charlie HQ.
For Blue 4 Op4.
Blue 4.
He's in a spider hole in a corner.
Yeah, but look the way it's facing.
I know, away, and it's got the fold in, but didn't we see last time they played FNF, if you're in a spider hole, it doesn't count you in the sector. So that's for naught, unfortunately.
Unless they changed it by they might. I think
no,
they would have
because
changed it.
I've still seen it in the framework. If you're in a vehicle or static, it doesn't count you in the zone. Ulf getting found out and shot at, using the elephant grass to the best of his ability, was actually able to take out 2 Frenchmen here, but Barden gets a great spray in there and manages to take him out with the last bullet of his magazine. Now, back to the southern charge here. I think the fact that these smoke grenades aren't working properly is a blessing in disguise, because Blue 4 doesn't have anyone here to watch this attack. So if someone were to just happen to look back and see a bunch of smoke billowing out in the southern side of this airfield, then they would know something's coming. But because there's no smoke, they should be fine. Now that one GL that just got 5, that's going to alert Swola and Arcor there. But now you have the charge of Scandi Recon here, getting under the belts of the French forces.
Whoa, what? Oh, there's a Molotov. What does it say in the background? The Viet Minh used.
That's what I was
stealth.
quoting there, yeah. Stealth to run right in. There's Falcon killing one, and there
you
goes.
go. Sector 2 captured. Dryden actually left the spider hole.
I think he realized.
Well, that was your tactics there, Dream, and they executed it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, I guess I got a bit lucky because they put no one there, so I guess.
Yeah, right.
I think Op4's plan's been executed perfectly, though, because
Oh, yeah.
all of Blue 4's completely out of position. You got what's left on Bravo 1 and X-Ray trying to now engage the flank of this Op4 charge. Oh, gosh, Sushi and Despo getting knocked out. But you got Maz now running over. Michael now returning fire.
Yeah, if you look at Bravo 1 for Blue 4, you could just see they've had a wedge driven between them and just forced apart by Red 4. And now they have Pierce and Carbine. Carbine is just finished off by a grenade, and Pierce is the last in that little building. What has he got?
But a lot of Blue 4 elements are just completely out of position right now, and I think this is going to be a nice victory for Op4 because Blue 4 just got way too aggressive and outmaneuvered.
Pierce
has Despo gets grenaded.
M49, which might take out one, but...
Got Maz and Anderson now coming behind. Anderson, I think, might spot Tymo here. Maz looking for Semperfied, finds him and takes him out, and Anderson took out the other guy.
Here comes Tymek with that DP27. Oh,
there goes Nicholas.
Lit up Pierce. Yeah, he lit up Pierce, but he wasn't checking. Tymek wasn't checking his corners. Oh my God, Liru, did you see that?
Did he blow himself up with his own grenade?
He blew himself up with his own grenade.
But go ahead, Egby. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just filling the blank, so when there's action, I'll keep quiet.
Oh, it's all good. Speak up whenever you need to.
Yeah, just interrupt us.
Well, I was just going to say, I've actually held a DP27, and they weigh an absolute ton, and all the weight is in the front. So when you're holding it, it's just pulling on your left arm the whole time. When you put it down your bicep, it's like you've been holding a baby for hours. You know, it's just
yeah, Dryden jumped in the spider hole and the.
Oh, and lost it because he went in the spider hole. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that round quickly turned into a victory there for Op4, but Blue 4 was just completely out of position.
Okay, and
that was like defense. That was like defense by offense, but the offense didn't really offend anything. It just kind of, it just wasted their force.
So our last fight for the night will be the attack on Camp
Holloway. Or for the EU branch. Still have NA.
Yes, NA.
You said last fight of the night.
Yeah, technically it's the last fight of mine and Egg's night. Because it will be...
No, I'll be here.
No, I'm talking about it's going to be 1 in the morning for us upon...
But he just said he'll be here.
I'm
here till 4.
I'm here till 4 as well.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm just confused.
Who won?
Anyway, yes, the attack on Camp Holloway, 1965.
Spectator time.
So quite at the height of everything. We've got a lot more spectator roles for this one.
We don't have a description breakdown, so we have to guess.
Well, I don't know too much about the attack on Camp Holloway. I don't know if you do, Liru. And
reading it off of Wikipedia, if you like.
Yeah.
So it was during the early hours of February 7th, 1965, in the early stages of the war. Camp Holloway was a helicopter facility constructed by the U.S. Army near Pleiku, which is where our air base is in Cam Lanam. And it was basically built to support operations in the Central Highlands. Let's move on.
Yep, attack inside has won both rounds.
So the commander of the VC 409th Battalion ordered his 30th Company to march into the Highlands and reconnoiter and attack the US airfield at Camp Holloway.
All right.
Well,
the outer perimeter was protected by a South Vietnamese security contingent, including 1 Ranger Battalion, 5 Rough Puff companies, regional force, popular force companies, and one armored squadron. So I wonder what they had. Stuarts or something.
Well, we'll have to see.
The VC found a security barrier which surrounded the US advisory compound was a real challenge, protected by several layers of concertina wire fences, about 10 meters high. 10 meters. 10 meters high.
So,
jeez.
None of us has actually had a look, but as I just found out, because I looked at Platoon Sergeant, he has a little bit of a fire support next to him, and I can read him out now. We have 2 Walker Bulldogs, 3 two-seater hotels, so I can only imagine those might be something, something or other.
And 2 Phantoms.
And 2 Phantoms.
With napalm. And Willie P.
Oh my god.
So the 30th VC company was issued with 4 mortars and 70 mortar shells for their attack on Camp Holloway, and they were reinforced by a combat engineer platoon, so they would have had Bangalore torpedoes for the wire and things like that.
Well, here you go, Golf 1. They have 1 Type 63 tank. They have a BTR-40 ZPU. They have artillery, which I can only imagine will be the mortar. And they have 2 helicopters, triple seat, so...
MI2, I believe.
Yeah, the MI2s.
And apparently we're at 2,825.
2,846, actually.
Gotcha.
The attackers had AK-47s in the real battle.
We might see that get mimicked, but we'll see.
And they cut through that 10-meter high concertina wire. And one of them accidentally cut through an electrical cable and probably killed himself.
Ooh.
All the lights went out somewhere, but luckily nobody detected that they were cutting through the wire.
So I know who. Sorry, I was just going to say I know exactly who's going to be taking those Phantoms.
Well, the target of the VC was to take out the aircraft on the ground, and they took out 10 aircraft and 15 more were damaged in the battle.
Well, we'll see if the F4s are even able to be taken off at that point.
I think that ZPU used effectively is going to be insane, because I think didn't they have one of them in FNF and it just killed like an entire squad? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it slaughtered.
Annihilated an entire squad, and then they'll have it.
But
oh god.
But Blue 4 gets planes.
Blue 4 gets
with
planes.
napalm. 2 750-pound napalm bombs. I would assume the SUU is the 20mm cannon, and then the other one gets 34 Willie Pete rockets.
That's going to kill the server. Full fight.
Skipper's asking if bits will respawn. Why did Nemesis say yes?
Kamikaze.
Kamikaze!
So that 23mm, the 20mm cannon gun pod is very effective for close quarter battle. You can strike enemies within 20 meters of friendlies with that thing and get away with it. It is the best weapon on the Phantom, to be fair, for close quarters.
I just know for a fact people are lining up waiting to take those jets.
Yep.
Whereas the napalm and the Willie Pete, because they have drifting fire effects, are really, really bad idea to use anywhere near friendlies.
Yep.
Martin's taken the first jet. He's taken the 2 750-pound napalm bombs.
I don't mean to speak ill of Op4, but I want to see Op4 get napalmed.
Oh, I want to see Op4 get napalmed to death. Just, I want to see him annihilated.
This is exciting.
So, because CSS Aviator's playing in this, and he actually served in the defense of his airfield during the Tet Offensive in 1968 with an M60.
Wow.
I think they killed over 400 VC that were attacking their airbase in that battle. And he's here tonight. He's here tonight in the 60v60 battle, repeating the experience.
800 then. Shoot for
He's a devil with an M60.
Oh, I've seen him use it. I've been there those Sunday sessions. Though I would like to toot my own horn. That I for the last like 2 times we've played on Sundays, I've come top. So you know.
There's no top in team though, is there?
There's no top in team. There is a T though. So close enough.
I gotta get back in on those Sunday sessions. It's been really busy for me, but though I think one I played was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was it we did the other day? Is it Oscar 8? Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Yeah, had you played that before?
I played it with you guys the first time we all tried it when we didn't have the team splits.
Yeah, the tactics were helped tactics by XDF, who are all ex-Australian Defence Force. Those guys really know how to fight. Really good, really sound tactics.
That was so much fun. I remember it.
I really appreciated them taking me to one side and saying, "We've got a few ideas about your tactics, Rob." And I was like, "I'm all ears."
First time around, we were, that boat, when we all had to get on the boat, and we were all just running and dying and running and dying. But honestly, it was my second time around, but I think it was your guys' third time around. It was great.
Yeah,
I think
it shows the difference, eh?
Yeah, because we had a full plan and everything.
Yeah, and that I'm kind of relaxed. I don't generally like pile in and do all that kind of stuff, but it shows that when you do it and you've got a team that are good for doing that, then you can really have a different experience in armor altogether.
Yeah, because we had the rule that only the leads could talk, and I think that worked really well because it got everything that we needed to get through.
Yeah, on the radios. Yeah, I think when the first time you played, it was just there was so much spam going on. I couldn't get a word in. I was really struggling.
Let's see.
Glad
you dropped by, buddy.
If you're fighting
Hope
your own
everything's
team,
doing all right with you.
fighting the enemy.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. We've all had those experiences in armor, and they never feel satisfying for anyone playing.
I'm sure Liru can relate as a constant Zeus.
Just get a headache, don't you?
One of the other reasons why I dislike PvP is I was once in a 6-hour PvP operation as Blue Fort Command, and my god, I think I fought with my own team more than the enemy force. That is
a story.
That was a mess.
That was a great story.
I think what the experience we've had recently with Oscar 8 has shown is, first of all, that at the end of every mission, and we've been doing this for a while, we do a bit of a debrief and talk about tactics for next week and learning points and things. And that's very much what the Special Forces do. They basically do a mission, they run a target, they get back, and they do a really detailed debrief and share experiences and plans. And then you can see the benefits of that. The third time we do the mission and we pretty much walk through it. There was a couple of hairy moments, but the rest of it, we were on top the whole time.
That's how you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get to the last debrief last time because I had a thing the next day. But yeah, those briefings are great.
I've always been playing with the SOG missions like don't split the team because in traditional SOG missions you wouldn't really split the team unless you were split by the enemy, because then you can't use close air support because you don't know where the other guys are and you'll probably wipe them out, and that's why you don't split the team. So what we're doing there by splitting the teams is we're not really splitting them, we're keeping them together, but we're just maneuvering slightly different from each other and keeping sort of a little. It makes it easier to move if only 4 of you are moving, not 12 of you. When there's 12 of you trying to move, you're very slow to get started and you're very slow to stop. When there's only 4 of you, you can move and stop, move and stop, move and stop, and it makes you much more agile. We still don't spread the team right across the map, because
it was 3 groups of 4, but we constantly were like staying within at least 100 meters of each other.
Yeah, and and literally providing, covering fire for the others. So a bit of like a rifle squads doing fire and maneuver. I mean, the XDF guys wanted us to do it to the level of individuals bounding and fire and maneuver, and I was saying that
I'll do that. I love
of
doing
the team, because of the team we have and their level of experience in armor. We've got some quite new guys who are veterans and things like that. They might do that in real life, but to do it in armor it does take a lot of experience in the game to understand which direction you're moving in and where your colleagues are and all the rest of it. So it's when there's a lot going on, it can be quite overwhelming. It's not. You can't just take a real life tactic that you do perfectly on the range or in the training grounds and just do it in armor, because there's an interface you're dealing with.
Well, that's the thing I was really shocked about. You're right. It's armor is quite a learning curve, but they were like Ken and like all the other ones. They're great. They're really good. They're better than a couple people that I've played with in the past.
Well, the knowledge of tactics is great, and these guys have got so much experience, so much military experience, and also just the years reflecting on the military experiences they've had and talking to their buddies at reunions and reliving battles. They're like they just have the knowledge, the sort of deep ingrained sense of how to fight a battle and how to win the fight.
Yeah, well, I think discipline goes a long way, because they're obviously, they've been in that real life situation, and I think discipline is one of the best like assets you can have in armor, and that's why I think it makes them so good at it.
Yeah, if you watch XDF because they've got quite a sort of small YouTube channel, but they put up all their missions that they run, and those guys, they go very slowly. They play recon for real. They do it really super slow. And just if you watch the way they play, the discipline they have in a small unit doing recon is incredible. They're really good at it. But they train for it for real. They're kind of the guys that train them were all in Vietnam. So, the Australian Defence Force are trained in recon tactics by Vietnam veterans. That's that happened for them in the 80s and 90s when they were serving.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun playing with those guys.
It comes very naturally to them, like to go slowly and carefully and not trigger the enemy, and so their whole tactic of just holding on the LZ and waiting to see what happens, rather than just running panic-stricken into the trees like I always do. I wrote the mission. And it defeats the hell out of me. It's the 6th mission in the campaign for those that haven't played it, and it's designed to really kick the shit out of your team. It's like, okay, you've had it easy up to now. You've played all these missions. You've gone in with a strategy. You've gone through. You've probably barely got out on some of them, but you've made it through. Now you're going into a meat grinder, and you're all going to die. Can you cope? And that's what it is. It's literally like a beasting session for a team. I imagine a lot of teams out there have probably just completely folded in on themselves and started yelling at each other and just rage quit and everything, and said the mission sucks. It's designed to get your adrenaline going, and even the way that we put the radio comms in and all the events happening around you, it's designed to create this constant anxiety, and it bloody works.
Yeah, I think I love playing that mission, because listening, especially I like the ending when you're flying in that chopper and you get to listen to an actual prairie fire situation. You could just you don't, obviously being there is something completely different, but you can sense that same sort of the adrenaline, the rapid thinking, the fact that you have to think of your every move.
Yeah. At one point, you can hear the John Plaster, the Covey rider. He's SOG 10. He's riding in the FAC plane, and he's calling out, what distance? What distance? And the guy says 50 meters, and he says azimuth, and he's like north. So the guys can't even get it. And that's Pat Mitchell on the ground, and he can't even get his head together to say 50 meters north. He has to have that pulled out of him because he's in such a panic. And then he gets his shit together and he calms down.
Yeah, is that the one where he got 50 meters? Charlie's on our ass.
Yeah, dead on our ass.
Yeah.
And they just lost their 1-0. He was blown to bits in front of them from an RPG. So
yeah,
that was Lurch, David Mixter, sadly killed. And so they were fleeing from an ambush where they'd literally their buddy had just been waxed right in front of them.
He saved his life, didn't he? Because I read up on it, and he pushes him out the way, and then he gets hit by the RPG.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Those two guys were on that mission. Both were in contact with us and gave us permission to use it.
Wow.
So the two guys on the ground was Linson and Pat Mitchell, and flying Covey was John Plaster, and he helped us in the first year of the project. He gave us a lot of photos from his
We'll find out in a
photo
second,
history, which is available on Amazon.
but it looks like it
for
is
about
Angel
200
Sector.
bucks. But apparently it's due for a reprint this year, and it should be down to about $30 or $40 or something. So I imagine a lot of people would be interested to buy it. But
We've also got the if people didn't know, a bit of an added incentive to donate today. What is it? It's a memorabilia sort of.
The signed plaque.
Yeah, the signed plaque.
Yeah, signed by Don Walken, signed by John Strykermeyer, and who else has signed it? I think he's got Lynn Black's name on it, but I'm not sure if Lynn signed it. And Spider Parks, of course. Yeah. Robert Spider Parks. Yeah.
That's if you're interested, it is $10. You donate $10 and you're immediately put in, for a chance to win it.
For my guys, that's the mission command.
Yeah, they
link is in
retail for about $300 on one of the SOG sons. He's got a website and he sells memorabilia like that. So it's quite a nice gift, and Tilt actually bought it out of his own pocket for us for this event.
Wow,
Nice of him.
He's a great guy.
Also, if you donate $20, you get the chance of the PC.
Yeah, we all want that because it's basically it's signed by Ken, who was in here earlier, and it's signed by Dick Thompson, who we will be doing a short podcast with tomorrow, who's doing the veteran welfare support with MVG. He's a doctor of psychology after he left SOG and left the US Special Forces community after 21 years, I think, as a light colonel.
Wow.
And he developed the stress resilience tool, which is what we're using here with veterans, and that's what the funds are being used for. And it's also signed by Tilt, by John Strykermeyer, who obviously, along with Ken, is a character in the game and one of our team members.
Well, there you go. $20 you get for a chance, to win that PC, and an extra 10 on top gets you a chance to win that signed signed poster thingy.
It's a $3,000 gaming PC.
Yeah, it is a really good PC. I've read through the specs.
I think we have to reach a goal to get that.
I think it is 10K. I think it is 10K, so it is quite a lot. So
because we have to cover the cost to be able to buy the PC, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So let's hope we get there. We've got 24 hours.
What's that? The charity event that's going on this weekend.
2,800 is incredible. I saw, as soon as I saw that signed poster thing, I was like, I need to do this. It needs to happen. So I'm quite excited at the chance of winning that.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see if maybe we can talk to the guys and the SOG guys and create that PC case as a sellable item, because I think a lot of people would be quite interested to buy it. But one of the things that is really cool about it right now is it's unique. It's never, you couldn't get that anywhere else. It's just that one PC.
I'm not lying. If you sold the case separately, I would probably straight up buy that, because I mean my case isn't bad, but
Yeah, the Tiger Stripe is pretty cool, and then the SOG badge and the car 15.
I'm waiting to acquire more funds, but I really want some of the merch off your store. Especially the I think it's the Ho Chi Minh blanket.
Oh yeah, I think one person bought one so far.
I want the Ho Chi Minh blanket so
We're
much.
all celebrating. Yeah, I might have to get one of those, to be honest.
Yeah,
Things I want. I need to get a mug and a beer glass and
I need to get the mug
and a hoodie, and my wife wants a t-shirt, for a pajama top, things like that.
Yeah, no, I want the Ho Chi Minh blanket. I just think that would be really funny.
Our whole family will be dressed up in all this gear, and the posters. I think one of the guys put up some of the
I know Whip.
posters.
Yeah, Whip showed a picture of I think someone else who had bought the posters and put them up. Or I think he put them up.
Right. Oh, what's
that? I've just been trying to get the final sort of finished artwork from Barry the Cat, who did the original designs for us. They're actually block prints, and he made actual block prints. Like using wood block. And like the billboards you see around Hanoi in the battle earlier, he actually hand painted those billboards on an easel with paints, and then scan them and put them in, and that's how they were created. If you look at like the foam on the top of the beer in the Beer Savage advert, you can actually see the brush strokes in the foam.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's nice.
We were so excited to get like real art like that, that's actually made by an artist by hand, into the game. It was really cool.
Yeah, just say if people are wondering why it's taking so long, I imagine they have to put some ground
all the
rules
assets.
down. Yeah. We've had planes before. We've never had napalm. Napalm is brand new.
Well, it will lay waste to a lot of people if they mass in one place.
So I'm looking. So up north we have the Gialam Air Base, which is obviously where they're going to be sending in their assets from.
Yep.
Squads will spawn in the Pleiku Air Base, and then everyone else is spawning in the south.
He means in context for FNF. What's that? Come on. So I'm just curious about the spawn zones, though, because we see these different shaded areas. So I'm wondering if Op4 has some stuff that's going to spawn immediately on the line, and all their assets are going to spawn on the rear, whereas Blue 4, as we already said, the airbase is probably going to have all their air assets, but everything else is going to spawn up at the Special Forces camp. But this does appear to be a neutral sector, so let's see what that entails. Dream, do you remember who Red 4 Command was last round? I think Pierce was Blue 4 Command, but who was Red 4? Tolly, right?
Tolly,
yeah,
yes.
That's it.
Why?
Someone in chat was asking.
No, well, he did a very good job.
I shall just refresh my drink while this is setting up.
So I think this is either going to be utterly spectacular, or something really, really silly is going to happen. And it's dark. Oh, dear.
Oh, is it dark? What? Can we see what? We can't see what time it is, can we?
No, we cannot.
Let me message someone on the ground, see what if I can get what time it is. What?
This is tickets.
It's tickets.
It's tickets.
It's sustained assault.
It's sustained assault. We haven't seen one of these in literally over a year.
Well, sustained assault. Sustained assault has been going on as the pre-game now, but we've never seen it in an actual FNF round. So that's why.
That's why it took so long. And
that's why it is. They're respawnable. So if the normal sustained assault is anything to go by, Helicopters will take 10 to 15 minutes. Planes will take 15 to 20 minutes, and armored will take 10. That's going off the top. They might give us more in the mission info, which I will read now.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go through it.
Camp Holloway was established in 1962. It was located along Route 19, approximately 3 kilometers east of Pleiku in the central highlands of Vietnam. The camp was named in 1963 for the Piasecki CH-21 helicopter pilot warrant officer Charles E. Holloway, who in December 1962 became the first aviator assigned to the 81st Transportation Company to be killed in action. The 81st Transportation Company re-equipped in 1963 with UH-1 helicopters, later became the 119th Assault Helicopter Company. A Viet Cong attack in the early morning hours of February 7th, 1965, killed 8, wounded 108, and destroyed 18 aircraft. This prompted U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson to begin bombing North Vietnam. Area of operations. Mission starts early in the morning, but the sunrise is very close. Mission rules. Vanilla FNF slotting rules apply. If you wish to join a different squad, swap roles with someone else, or your squad wishes to reslot completely, then seek authorization from your commander. When separated from your squad by your untimely death, you must make every effort to get back to them and not attempt to lone wolf. PTFO, don't attempt to spawn camp.
Play the freaking objective. I'm glad that they added that.
Yeah.
Game mode, Sustained Assault.
Sustained Assault. If you don't know what Sustained Assault is, there will be 3 or I think it's 5. Is it 3 or 5?
It's 3 sectors.
3 sectors that are sort of like take neutral sector, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Every one that's taken, say if Bluefor take 3, Op Force tickets will start ticking down by 3. It's an 102. No, it'll be 95-minute timer. So probably one of our longest rounds ever. Dryden has already managed to move to the frontal position. So the attacks are going to come fast and swiftly.
You want to break down ticket costs real quick?
Yeah, it's. I don't think it is. Is it by kills as well? Here we go. Game mechanics. Rearm repair. Only engineers can repair. Zone safety and restrictions. Teleport flagpoles. Framework of. I don't think they have.
I don't think they have it written down.
I think it's for every position captured, it's 1 ticket off. So if you capture all 3, it'll be 3 down. And I think kills might be part of it.
I would assume that they're able to respawn, though, right?
Yes, respawns.
So I would assume every kill is worth 1 ticket,
Yeah.
and then the vehicles are worth different point values. So
yeah. Okay, so let's go through their loadouts. It's going to be very sort of a typical loadout. So it's USA will have the Vietnam era US Army MAC-V. Their primaries will be the M16, the M14, or the trench gun with an M1911 as their side. Sport having M2 carbines or an M60. That's quite a difference in gun. LAT having the M72 Law, Recon having the M40 sniper rifle, and the Silence guys having a choice between Sten Mark II or an M3A1 grease gun with the same with the crew and aviation, but good chance if they go down, they're going to die. Won't go through all of it. I'll
go through assets.
If you want to go for assets, I'll go through them and then you can do op force.
Okay.
Assets are 3 M54 ammo trucks, 2 M49 fuel trucks, 1 105mm howitzer, 2 Phantom 2s, 1 CAS, 1 bomber. So
we already went through the loadouts of them. It's going to be 2 napalm bombs and 1 23 or 20mm SUU turret, and then the other one has 2. So it's 2 separate ones. So a 19 rocket pylon for Willie Pete and a 19 rocket pylon for 10-pound high explosive warheads.
So an interesting thing I'd like to point out is the M41A3 Walker Bulldog. Its gun has a choice between 24 rounds of HE, 12 rounds of heat, 1 mag between both of those, 76mm HVA PDST, 12 rounds of that, 6
6 rounds of anti-personnel, 6 rounds of canister fire. I'm not actually entirely sure what that is. What's canister fire?
Canister is
Lethal.
Lethal. Okay. 5 Willy Pete rounds and the M73, which is a 250 round M1919 belt, 30 cal, 20 mags of that, 250 rounds each. And the commander has his M2 HB, 100 rounds of M2, 100 rounds, 10 mags, so 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 rounds. M151A1 armored. It's just a it's the armored Jeep. It's unarmed. Same sort of one with the patrol, but this time it is armed with a 30 cal on top. 7 M15 1A1s transports, so just Jeeps. 1 M54 gun truck with a minigun.
Yep.
And another M54 gun truck with M2
350
HPs.
cals.
Yeah.
So the minigun one, it's a rear minigun with, I believe, a 2,000 round belt. Yep, it's listed. And then 2 side M60s with the little AA sight on the top, which is just that plus for sighting the gun.
Yeah, so here's the an interesting one, which I'll be excited to see how it's used. An M55 AA truck, 2 bicycles, 3 UH-1D Iroquois slicks aircraft. They have their main turret is the gunner.
M60s.
Yeah. The gunner's gonna. So the co-pilot's gonna have 200 rounds of M60, and then you're gonna have the left door gun. 1 OH-6A Cayuse Scout. It does have the minigun in the co-pilot turret, and obviously you have the grenades and stuff, the gas, and then there's an additional turret on the back, which is an M60. 200 rounds with 10 mags.
Hog.
Liru, take over. My pizza's here. Be right back.
1 UH-1C Iroquois Hog, which will also have 2 17-pound HE rocket pods, and a command truck, which I would assume is just for command to drive around. Otherwise, going over OPT-4 here, all the way on the other end. I just want to point out as well that it looks like OPT-4 is designed to primarily go in with vehicles or otherwise on foot. Maybe some scout groups going in with the Mi-2s, but I think the Walker Bulldogs will be able to lock down the airfield in case there's any types of close landings like that. But otherwise, Blue 4 is meant to fly in with those Hueys. But back to the board here, looking at OPT-4, we have for uniform, basically NVA. Would it be accurate to say PAVN, Egg Beast, or is NVA the proper term for...
Right, so if you're from North Vietnam, you would say the People's Army of Vietnam, which is PAVN. And if you're from America or the South Vietnam, you'd call them the NVA, which is the North Vietnamese Army, because you're distinguishing that they're from the North, whereas the North people would say we're the People's Army because we're representing the South as well.
All right,
so... Bit of politics.
Bit of politics. So for our sake, it would be the NVA, North Vietnamese Army. Otherwise, pith helmets, mostly what we saw last time, except a bit of a more olive green camo, which will help them out since it is a little darker, but it is going to morning. Loadout-wise, we are going to see a mix of various different weaponry, such as the SKS, which we saw in the last 2 rounds, Type 56 Assault Rifle, aka the Chinese knockoff of the AK, the M49s, which they captured from the French in the First Indochina War, the ISH double-barrel shotgun coming back, and then the TT-33 sidearm. We're also going to see K-50s. Personally, my favorite submachine gun in all of Vietnam between Prairie Fire and Unsun. K-50, just... I call it like a burp rifle. That thing will just put so many rounds downrange quicker than any other gun in the mod, and it's just so fun to utilize. But otherwise, they also have the PK, which is pretty much a medium machine gun with that 7.62x54. They still have the B41 for AT, and then the Recon Marksman is still getting the Mosin with the scope on it, and then the 2 suppressed shooters get the M45 or the M3A1, and the crew and aviation guys are getting the MAT-49, which is another really fast-firing submachine gun. That one, I believe, is that the French one?
Yeah, it is. And technically, the M45 would have been used by the PAVN. That's a bit of a gift, really, for them there, because that has a 36-round mag in it as well, which is really good. MAT-49 is a bit of a smaller. It's a pistol round.
Right.
Typical SMG, short range. Not a great sight on it compared to the M45's got a much nicer sight on it. The big hitter there is the PK, because that thing has got big ammo, Basically,
7.62 by
it's
54.
like an M60, but I actually find it's a right-hand feed as well. I actually find the sight on it is beautiful, and
Jamie
you
Bear, who
can
are your
snipe
boys?
with single shots on it. It's a really nice weapon.
All right. Otherwise, big vehicle list to break down here. We have 2 Mi-2s, which are the transport equivalent. They can, however, have grenades get dropped off the side, and it looks like they do have some side door guns in the form of PKs. We have an MG variant, which has, wow, all right, the pilot has access to 2, I believe they're twin PK belts, which are the forward-firing guns.
Yep.
Looking at the picture, you can see those pylons at the side.
I think they're quads.
The quads,
yeah. Yeah.
So like 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You've got one with HE rocket pods, and that would be, it also has a 23mm cannon. And it's 2 16-round 57mm rocket pods. That's 32 rockets they can immediately put down range. That can really just suppress a zone. And then they have a Salamander, which I believe have, okay, so it has both AA capability with the Strellas, and then the Maliutuka. I am horrible with my pronunciation, but I believe those are meant to be air-to-ground missiles.
Yeah, anti-tank wire-guided missiles. The bit fiddly to use because they're kind of optical guided, I think. But those Iglas,
Right, Jamie, we'll have a look at them in a second.
Pylons are lethal against the Blue 4 aircraft.
Hueys.
Because they don't have anything like it apart from the Phantom.
Yeah. But I don't think the Phantom's carrying any air-to-air capabilities, so.
Oh,
Here you have
in native terms, they normally have 4 sidewinders and 4 Sparrows.
But if I were to quickly check back on Blue 4's asset. Go ahead.
The reason I would say, because they have them in some of the sustained assaults, the only reason I think they don't have them anymore
Yeah, they don't have them.
is mostly for the fact that with the view distance, it's honestly not, it's not good because you're traveling at 300 kilometers per hour, 300, 400 kilometers per hour. You're not, and with our view distance, you can't see anything, and by the time you do see them, you've had to, you can't lock because you're too close.
Otherwise,
okay, but the Phantoms do have 10 flares, and that's going to really help them if they get locked by those Strellas.
True. To flare off the rounds.
We have Marlon here taxiing up.
Strellas are IR guided, right? Or they heat.
Yeah, and the flares will deal with it. But the other way round, the Op4 aircraft don't have flares.
Right. But I don't think the Blue 4 have any air-to-air lock on. I just looked at the roster again and didn't say anything about having any Sidewinder.
I can ask Marlon.
Yeah, no, but they've got the Vulcan cannon on the 1 plane, so that's really their only air-to-air anti-air, apart from the 50 cal gun truck they've got.
Otherwise, Op4 still have their artillery gun, 85mm. They also have a 82mm mortar, 2 ammo trucks, 3 static ZPUs that I guess can either be used as static defense or to be towed in. They've got a fuel truck, 2 Type 63 tanks to score off with the Walker Bulldogs. They have Willie Pete rounds, HVAP rounds, armor-piercing HE, high-explosive anti-tank, and 20 frag rounds. That's actually a lot of anti-infantry rounds with them as well as a coax gun and then the Command Dishka gun on top. 2 BTR-40s with ZPUs, 2 BTRs with RPDs, 8 transport BTR-40s, 2 Dishka BTR-40s, and 2 ambulance BTR-40s. That's cute. But otherwise, round has started. 90 minutes on the clock. Let's see how they do.
This is going to be a really interesting battle because we've got so many vehicles in here fighting each other. I've never seen this.
Gotcha.
Types of events
Gotcha,
tested.
Jamie, gotcha.
Never seen this.
So they're playing with the SOG devs as well. That means they're the those explosions going off.
Getting ready. Just taxied onto the runway.
So we're already seeing artillery firing. It looks like they're pre-ranging the shots and watching them because that's a lot of ammo to drop over, but I think they have an ammo truck, so it doesn't matter. But I guess they're just trying to see what their minimum range is for engaging.
Of course, when you may not know this, but when you're on the very extremes of range on the artillery computer, right on the edge, then you start to lose accuracy. Like you think you can hit a target and you're miles from it.
All right, so it looks like Op4 and Blue4 all spawned into those respective zones and are now trying to come down on both sides onto this airfield. Op4, I think, is going to be able to get in there first. They've already lost a ticket for something because Bayant died. Blue4 started with 2,000, Op4 started with 2,500.
Oh, okay. Dummy.
But yeah, Bayant is dead at spawn. I don't know what caused that. But yeah, that cost them a ticket already, so it's pretty funny.
Reslide.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they can respawn, so...
Yeah, you can respawn, and you are allowed to reslot, but you have to ask your commander first.
Yeah, righto, Jamie. Well, let's hope Blue4 does really well, man.
Marlin coming over and just annihilating the squad coming across.
Oop, tank is starting to fire in. That was a Willie Pete round going in.
That's a waste of a round. Those are really valuable rounds.
Mm-hmm. I think they thought they saw movement, but they're also sighting their range of those guns.
And I know Sphere is a really good tank gunner.
Yeah.
That's our pet cemetery for all the developers' former deceased pets that they just dropped that Willie Pete into.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, the sentry
well, that's not
section.
good.
That's just so sad.
And I assume all the names on all the crosses have some representation of some sort, right?
Fear hates animals.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I just saw Hawkeye, the second cross back from the right.
I saw that too.
That's my cat.
Oh, no.
We've all got a pet in there.
Wow. We had a stray coming recently. Oh no. Oh my god.
Right in the middle of Op4's formation, but no one was in there, unfortunately. And you got more Willie Pete landing. Well, I mean, he can go and get it rearmed, right? I wonder if that rearm will cost tickets.
No, there's rearm trucks. Oh, that's a really nice Willie Pete round.
That got Banks. Michael pulling back. Looks like he has a Strela, actually. Yeah, so I think these are from their battery coming in, because I'm not seeing the tank shells going. Plus, it has that really big effect, which I believe is from their artillery.
Really accurate.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job putting those all across the runway here, because they don't know where Op4 is coming in. They're a little late on it, but it's pretty good so far. Blue4 have lost a ticket. We just had a Strela round go off. It hit Hotel 1.
Oof. Who's that?
He's lost engine power. That's Greg Legs.
That's no. Was it Greg or was it the kite?
No, it's Greg Legs, because he's losing engine power right now, and he is falling.
I'm gonna send him a message that's definitely meant to support him and not belittle him.
All right, Blue4 lost some more tickets as well. It might have cost the rearm there, but now you're seeing the helicopter firing through. Ooh. You know what this reminds me of? Like a really good Battlefield game.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love sustained assault. I love sustained assault. I think sustained assault should be like, you know, a mode that is equal to like to play with you know, Mike Force, because I think sustained assault is just a lot of fun. It's a battlefield in armor.
Mm-hmm. So Op4 taking control of these sectors, all three of them actually, but the central one is being wrestled. We just had Alpha 4-1, another Huey asset, get hit by a Strela, so that's going to start falling. That's why Blue4's tickets were taken down, because Op4 has all control of the sector. Sorry, go ahead.
Minigun gun truck, a little respect has shown up, but they've abandoned the minigun. That is the worst decision.
Nemesis trying to take out Rory. Tackle might come out and around, though, because he's on that building.
Nemesis thrives in sustained assault. It's just his ED is just perfect.
The minigun car has pulled up right in front of Swola.
Molotov hitting soft Timo straight in the face.
Oh dear.
Manages to get away though. Nicholas about to come around Swola. Oh,
Swola just missed both of his shotgun shots, but Nicholas did not notice. Wait! And then he realizes. I'm writing that one down. Oh dear, and that Vic just got hit and Killed a lot of dudes.
Oh, the other walker bulldog is actually who's being driven by the MVG guys is taking out some people in some Redfall in the crossing.
You got Blue 4s driving in the another gun car filled with dudes, and then the quad truck, and then just off to their northeast, you got a lot of Op 4 hiding in the hills.
That's a lot of eggs in one basket in that gun truck.
Yeah. We just saw AT take out the 134 gun truck over at the barracks position, so I don't think Op 4 is close to putting anything down by it.
Thing about...
oh, here comes...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, Op 4 have an anti-tank grenade, which Blue 4 don't have. I don't know if you've equipped those, but those things are absolutely lethal. It's like a pocket RPG.
Ah.
So, Sergeant McCall, I think we just had a nice big bit of desync there.
Yeah, I see it.
It's back now, or somewhat back. It's getting back. This is always the worry with these sort of games.
Is that the action
Marlon
to
is
get a
about to
little...
crash in. Oh, I just got kicked.
I got kicked. What a shame.
So the server's not holding up for the mission.
It is not, unfortunately.
Rip.
That explains why we don't see these battles very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite tricky, isn't it? Vehicles in armor.
Yeah,
I mean,
non-refund.
there's so much going on, and when you put so many in as well, it does. You've got so much simulation happening all at once.
Yeah. Alright, Dream, I think I'm going to give you a raid, divert my audience to you. I'll be back to cover NA. I just want to have some dinner.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. I already got Don raiding you. So thank you so much, guys. We will be back in 2 hours for the NA branch. Feel free to keep watching on Dream's End, because they'll probably redo the round since they have the 2 hours to do it. Egg Beast, always a pleasure to talk with you, man, and hopefully I will see you for the NA branch as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, and